hello. They could see us. They could hear us. If you're at Chettle, Ashley, or someone else, let us know if everything's coming out okay. If you're watching this later on VOD, thanks for thinking of us. We are going to be playing Alien tonight. So continuing the game that we started a couple weeks back, that I am calling Cinders of Heaven for reasons that we'll get into sometime down the line. I run a game called I run a little group called Adventures in Lollygagging. So if you're watching this, you probably already know that, or if you don't, you should come follow us on Twitch and watch us and all that kind of stuff. A bunch of these folks here do other things on the internet. They're gonna get a moment here to kind of plug all sorts of wonderful content. So make sure you follow them, back their stuff, and do all that kind of thing. So just one by one, we'll go tell us who you are, plug your pluggables, and then say who you're playing. So I'm just going to go the way it's laid out. So Jeremy, hi.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I play games with these beautiful people pretty much every day of the week. Let's see, what am I up to? I have a Supers game called Spectaculars over on Defenders of Cobalt on Wednesday. If you like comic book stuff, you should listen to Plutecast. Me and Matt and our buddy Ken hang out on there. And tonight I'm going to be playing a character by the name of Marshal Law, who's like an android lawman, like an early experiment to be law for some of the colonies. That probably didn't go so well.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Okay, and you were the first to sort of get to move and do stuff when we kind of started the session a couple weeks back, where we were on like a long voyage. They were in hypersleep, but the android gets to stay awake. So what was it that you do while everyone else is in hypersleep? What is it you do on the ship again?
Uh, a little bit of like quick draw practice, and then I agreed with the suggestion that came up.
It was
I do
Woda.
think maybe a little
Yeah.
bit of tap dancing would
Yeah.
be appropriate.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
some weapon of choice, skittering around the ship.
Yeah. Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
So Adam.
Hi, my name is Adam Rose, and I'm with Gurren Perilous Studios. I am very fortunate and very lucky to sometimes be an honorary lollygagger / defender of Kobold. So happy y'all will have me out. Right now, I'd really like to plug the Flames of Freedom Kickstarter. I was in rules development for that, and thank you for dropping that link there. And if you like Zweihander and you're interested in trying it out in a different setting, give it a shot. Take a look at the Kickstarter, and we hope to have you.
Okay. And who are you playing?
I'm playing Big E Frosty. That's Eugene Ellsworth, and he got the nickname Frosty because he don't handle cryo sleep very well, and every time it comes out of it, it just comes out of him. So
Okay, right on. I like it. I didn't know that, and we started the whole the whole campaign off in cryo sleep too. So I didn't even know that. That just worked out pretty well. All right, Melissa.
Melissa, also with Adventures in Lollygagging. You can find us here on this channel. Every other Monday, we're here. Every other Monday from that, we are on the. See, now you made a face and I'm totally screwed up. We play Vesson on alternate Mondays, or we play Alien. And then also on the weekends, we play games like Electric Bastion Land or Mutant Year Zero. In this game, I am playing Ada Clover. Her nickname's Clover. She is a scientist, sort of the unkempt, messy hair, distracted type.
Awesome. Jen.
Hi, everybody. This is Jen. I'm with Grim Perilous Studios. I'm a freelance proofer and editor. Obviously, Flames of Freedom became live today on Kickstarter. I will be proofing that one. I have my own Twitch channel, Pixel Prowler. Tonight, I will be playing Dr. Veronica Marsbar. Wesson.
Okay. What do you prefer to go by? Like, I put Mars Bar on the overlay. Is that good, or did you want Veronica?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can call me Mars.
Okay, perfect. All right.
She's
Ronnie.
super sweet. She's got a great bedside manner.
I feel like you're being sarcastic. maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt. You can find me all over the place. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be running Flames of Freedom Quick Start Adventure, the Cinders. I'm going to have Jeffrey and Melissa as players in that game. So that's tomorrow night, twitch.tv/ZwyhandrPG at 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Pacific.
I like the random call out of Mountain Time.
Well, because I was doing my time, so I had to as my save. You just
There you go.
call me out, chef. Call me out. So yes, I'm doing that on the Zweihander channel tomorrow night. Flames of Freedom, Sin Eaters. Wednesday, I'll also be running Zweihander the In Between on the Zweihander channel at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then on Thursday, I'll be running Alien on the Free League channel, which is twitch.tv/Free League Publishing, where I'm running Destroyer of Worlds. We're going to wrap up Act 1 this week. And I'm playing Captain Bud McCall. I am the captain of this ragtag outfit, and it's my job to ensure that we get paid and we make it back in one piece.
Something I was wondering about Bud. Is Bud his real name, or does he have another name and like Bud's his nickname?
No, Bud's his real name.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You call him
Nice.
Friend. That's his nickname.
Friend. Don't call me friend, pal. Okay. And then who's this guy? Who's this guy down the?
Apparently, I'm dead.
It's a we got a new character tonight. And
character.
Chuck.
Hey, I'm Chuck, HBIC over Defenders of Cobalt. We stream stuff there. Like Wednesday, Jeremy's running some spectaculars. This Friday, we got some D&D, regrettably. And I also run games over on Zweihander RPG and Goodman Games Official and Free League Publishing. But most importantly, I have a zine. It's right there over my shoulder, right there. I can even make it go close. Look, now it's right there. Dan dies in the end. Best 50 cents you'll ever spend. So go buy it.
I can confirm.
Yeah.
True story. And tonight I'm playing Frenchie, the not dead pilot of the ship. He's a reckless smartass. That way I don't actually have to pretend to be anyone else. I can just say whatever comes to mind naturally. And yeah, he's Frenchie because his last name is Fries. So in flight school, everyone started calling him French Fries. And eventually just went to Frenchie.
Okay. So Chuck sadly missed the first session, so we'll just give him kind of a quick summary of what happened. Like, so we've decided. I mean, you were in chat for a little while, so some of this you already know. Like, we have settled on Khalidi Sinam as the name of the ship because it's basically Hot Pocket. It's just not Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
So there's that. This is a crew of space truckers, basically. And they are independent in terms of how they get contracts, but their ship, the lease of their ship is owned by Weyland-Yutani, which means every now and then if Weyland-Yutani needs something done and they need them to do it, they'll threaten to pull the lease if you don't comply. And we began the entirety of this this campaign that we're doing here while you all were en route to NN3346-5, as you have. Do y'all remember what you have in your cargo bay right now?
Got a bunch of settlers, don't we?
Yeah, you got 200 colonists in various parts
for long.
and such in your ship. So you were tasked with taking them there and delivering them to a specific colony that's burgeoning or they're starting a colony there. And midway, at some point through the journey, you don't even know how close you are at the moment. At some point during the journey, something happened where things just kind of broke down and malfunctioned. So Marshal, from Marshal's perspective, the synthetic who is on the ship, he doesn't go into hypersleep. But for some reason, he suddenly woke up, kind of booted back up, and he was in like a closet somewhere on the ship, which is not where he last remembered to be. When he woke up, the lights were flickering here and there. The computer system for the ship, was offline. The ship had stopped moving, so it had fallen out of FTL, and it was just sort of there. Now, life support seemed to be basically working, and he also was hearing whistling, so like there was somebody else on the ship. But when he went over the crew cryo, Looked like the entire crew was properly asleep. But Marshal decided he was going to go ahead and wake up the captain. Captain ordered everyone else to be woken up. Frenchie, unfortunately, died during this process.
It did. It was horrible.
Because his pod wouldn't open up. There was some sort of malfunction. And as you started to explore the ship, you went over to the section on deck A where Mother would be, and the door is wide open, which never happens because the only person who can go in there is Captain McCall, Captain Bud, and that was wide open, and Mother was offline. You all went down to deck B, and on deck B where the bridge is, you encountered an android, a specific kind of android called a Working Joe, and Marshall had learned at some point via the network that there were like a bunch of Working Joe shipment from Seeks and Biotech kind of got hijacked and stolen, and no one really knows where around 50 or so of those androids might have gone. And whether or not these are the same androids, who knows? I do, but who knows? And after you all went and dispatched 2 androids, you went over to the bridge. You looked at the working Joe android. Thanks, Grouch Catch. What was I saying? When you went over to the bridge, you saw that the Working Joe was kind of doing something with some of the panels and the systems on the bridge. And when you looked out one of the forward viewing windows, you saw attached to your ship via a forward umbilical on a lower deck another ship. And that's where we're gonna start up, basically. Unless there's any questions or if I've missed anything, are we good to go? So, all right.
Good.
So we don't
Go GTG.
need to go on the whole map yet, but you can if you. Well, I'm gonna keep us here for now as we decide what we want to do, and I'll switch us over to the map when we need to. So let me get some music going, set the mood.
Ooh, sort of.
Okay, just a little candlelight. So that's where we'll start. We are on the ship. You're on the bridge. You're either on the bridge or you're immediately outside of the bridge. One of the two. You have just taken care of these two androids. You can see that they both suffered these severe chassis breaches, which means that they're effectively out of commission. And if you wanted to try to communicate with them, or if anybody wanted to try to repair them at any point, there would be required rolls, and a lot of time. It would take literally hours and hours to kind of get these things working again. So, Bud, you're looking out the window. You see this other ship. The parts of it, anyway. It's below deck C, is your airlock and umbilical that can connect to other ships or space stations. And there's this other ship just sticking up out of you. What do y'all want to do? And you have all sorts of different control systems on the bridge as well, and it looks like
Are they functioning?
Yeah, so you go up and you can tell that they seem to be a little glitchy. From what you can tell, you go over to the pilot station, navigation, both seem unresponsive. You look at communications, both in-ship and to the network are offline. You can tell that there's the actual command console, where you would kind of go in and enter logs and such. That has been kind of getting messed with. You can tell that there's a little panel and some wires have been kind of moved around underneath. It's hard to tell exactly what's wrong with them, but if somebody wants to do Comtech to test and kind of look to see what's fixable, what's not fixable, you're welcome to do
Frenchie,
so.
you're good at that, right?
Am I still dead or am I there?
You're not there yet. Don't worry. We'll get you pretty quick.
Somebody wake up Frenchie and get him in here.
So when you go and you look at the life support console, you can tell, let's say it's Biggie. Biggie, you look over, you're standing next to the console, and I know that maybe interfaces aren't your favorite thing, maybe machinery is more of it. You look down and you can see there is some kind of alarm going off on deck A.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
What is it? What is it?
Go over.
Eugene, what is it?
It's a fire. There's a fire alarm going off in crew cryo.
Hey, does that mean fire?
Grab a fire extinguisher, Eugene. I'll grab the nearest fire extinguisher and get ready to head on down there.
Okay.
So yeah, Eugene will grab one as well.
Okay, so you grab two. Are the three of you, Marshall, Clover, and Mars, are you staying up by the bridge, or are you going with Marshall and the captain?
I would say I might stay put and try to see what I can diagnose or fix with the
Yeah.
machinery.
Okay.
I'll yell, figure out what's going on with the the machinery back there.
Okay.
Oh, wait, who, me?
No, come with me, Eugene. We'll find
Uh-huh.
out what's going on, Frenchie.
Okay.
All right.
Marshall,
Okay.
Mars, where are you going?
Yeah, I'll go on the way, but I'm also going to get some pants and an overshirt on now that, the emergency's sort of over.
Okay.
Sort of. I mean, we're going to a fire alarm now, but
Okay. So
I might
if
try to offer some assistance to Clover.
okay, so okay.
No, I don't know.
Okay, no, I forgot. Clover wasn't the one getting pants. Sorry, it was Mars that was getting pants. Totally misunderstood
No.
what's going on.
Clover is a bit of a ditz, so she'll probably take her till like dinner time before she realizes like, oh, I should probably change.
Okay, so if the players at least want to take a look at the map, I'll ping where you would go for like personal effects and things. So Veronica, if you were looking for that on the Deck B map, you would know that there's a whole run of small living quarters. You don't have like big rooms because you're not awake all that often, and so whenever you are, it's fairly small, condensed, and shared quarters. But you would go over to one of those, and the rest of you, if anybody wanted to go there as well. So Marshall and Clover, you're staying on the bridge. Veronica is going to get pants, and then Big E and Bud are going to get the crew cryo. So let's handle crew cryo first, so Chuck can play. You head down, and you just backtrack the exact way you came. Nothing new. The doors that were open are open. The doors that were closed. And when you get over to crew cryo, however, you do notice that the door to get into the pod room where Frenchie is locked, but this is an emergency thing. This is just something that automatically happens in the case of fire. It's a way of just sort of protecting things. There's automatic locking, and so you know that there was a lot of wild auto locking that was happening when you were moving around. Some of the doors were locking inexplicably, etc. So what you would need to do is you could either do a heavy machinery roll to just try to just find a way to just drag it open, or you can do some kind of contact roll if you want to try to get into the panel and override the actual safety precautions.
Eugene, without a word, will just take out his maintenance jack and just try to get this door open.
Okay.
Almost as if he's not really thinking too much about it.
Okay. So go ahead and do your roll.
Okay. So with this update, they didn't find any way to increase the plus ones and stuff, did they?
Not that I know of. I think it's still
Okay.
just you temporarily punch it in. Okay.
So I just added an extra one.
Yeah. So you managed to just sort of with just pure elbow grease and just a little bit of force, you managed to pry the thing open just enough, wedge a part of the extinguisher in there to help kind of leverage it, and you can see that a fire has erupted in this particular room, and it's quite considerable. It's almost Frenchie's entire pod is kind of covered up in fire at this point. You can see that the one over to the left is not yet on fire itself, but you recall when you were last here, it was definitely malfunctioning, and so you're able to use the fire extinguishers. That's no problem. There's plenty of those on the way that you could have grabbed, and you can see that seems to be some damage. You would probably imagine that this cryopod is probably kaput. It would take a long time to repair, or it might even be dead in the water. You can check the vitals of Frenchie, and they seem to be a little bit on the erratic side. So Chuck, one of the things I had everybody do is I had everybody describe what they were dreaming of while they were in hypersleep, because in hypersleep you're encouraged to dream, and usually it's a very long and continuous dream. And so what would Frenchie be dreaming over the weeks of hypersleep?
Okay. Frenchie is a bit of a weird dude. And he loves to fly. So he's had this really weird reoccurring dream his entire life, and he's having that dream where he found some magical coins, and while he holds them in his hands, he can actually fly. So he's flying to go get some hot dogs.
Okay.
He's hungry.
Gotcha.
Dream big.
I approve. That's good.
Magical coins that let him fly to go get hot dogs.
I'm not gonna say that's a dream that I've had before, but it's what Frenchie's having right now.
It almost was like Dumbo. If he just clings onto the coins, he can fly. Okay. And so as you're doing that, your dream is suddenly interrupted. Okay, so like you're going through this same process over and over again, and then suddenly, it gets a bit hot. Like you're eating the hot dog, everything's. Oh, Friendon, thank you for gifting those subs, man.
Subs.
So nice of you.
Somebody make a gif
Wow.
of Jeff holding that hot dog to his face. And eating it.
I think there's one out there where I'm doing this too. There's already one of these. It's pretty bad. I don't mind. So you're eating your hot dog, and all of a sudden, like, you burn your mouth. You're like, and then suddenly you look at your hands, and your hands are kind of on fire. Your clothes are on fire, and then it's just a vision of you just burning to death inside one of these hyperpods. And then when you open your eyes, you can see you're thrashing around, and you can see desperately trying to like open up the pod that you are in is your buddy Captain Bud McCall and Big E. Oh, hype dream! Holy crap! So I need you to roll 6d. Go ahead and roll 6 base die, Chuck, as you are going to suffer an attack here against yourself from being ripped out of hypersleep in a sort of unpredictable way.
1/6.
Take 1 point of damage as they manage to rip open the cryopod and drag you out, like you're just in your undies and maybe an undershirt or whatever it is that you would wear, something very simple, and you can feel burns all over your body and you're coughing. It's almost like you've been in a fire.
Oh God, we're coming in hot, Captain. I'm sorry.
Am I standing there?
Yes, you are there.
Okay.
Biggie's there. You guys just pulled him out of this cryopod.
All right.
Okay.
Damn it, Frenchie.
Oh,
Damn it, Frenchie, don't you go dying on me.
I don't think I'm dead.
Oh, good. I was just making sure. I mean, we didn't have Mars with us, so I just...
Yeah. This hurts. Where's the doc?
Oh, I'll get her. And I run off.
Captain, what'd you break while I was sleeping?
I didn't break anything. There's damn androids loose on our ship. We killed 2 of them already, and there's another ship stuck to ours. I need you up on the bridge now.
You got it, Captain.
You can eat your hot dogs later.
Were
steaks.
my personal effects, are they in this room?
No, but they're nearby. So if you wanted to
Okay.
go, the only thing you would have though are like clothes and simple things.
Yeah.
Any kind of like projectile weapons you would have in the armory, which is near the
Right.
bridge.
Well, specifically, I was going my electronics kit and my flashlight would be there. So I was just gonna
there's
grab
no
my
reason
tools.
you couldn't have had that in your locker
Yeah.
nearby. So you can go, you can run, pick that up really quick while Big E goes to chase down the doctor. Speaking of the doctor, let's shift. So Jen, you head down the corridor away from like the bridge area, and you go through a couple doors. You know that, like, if you go through another, you can kind of get to your med lab, but right in front, like, there's this little row of all these small little compartments where you share rooms with each other. You and Clover probably share one, and you see, like, as you step through one door, another door off to your left closes at almost the exact same time. Roll an observation test.
Oh, snap.
Okay, would you like to push?
Hold on 1 second, because this is the first time I'm able to
see
what's happening.
The answer is
Welcome to
always
the
yes
fun.
to push.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
so-
will push.
Okay. Oh gosh. Yes. You hear multiple things. First, you hear the sounds of like heavy footfalls just as the door is closing. The sound of like this whistling you've heard before, but also the sounds of human voices and like the voices are kind of panicked, and they're saying something along the lines of, these models are just they're so freaking untrustworthy. We got to get out of here before they. And then the door closes.
Do we have walkie-talkies or anything on us?
Uh,
Walkie-talkies.
do you all have comms in your inventories? The intercom system is not working. Like this intercom system from place to place is not working. So I don't think people would have.
I don't think I do.
Okay, so we'll say for
Some
now
people
you
might,
don't. We'll say for now you don't.
if you bought one, but I don't think I bought one.
I have a watch.
Does that work?
Is it a front?
Yeah, I got a watch, a tape recorder,
Yeah.
binoculars, and a PDAT. Can you communicate through a PDAT or no?
That's a personal data pad, so I think that's kind of like a tablet, isn't it? Isn't that like a tablet?
Sure.
I think.
So no.
So we'll say no for now because it makes it more scary. Or scarier is the way you say that. Okay, so yeah. Now, you're not sure if they heard you or saw you or anything like that, though.
All right. I'm gonna hurriedly get dressed and then go find the other people's.
Yeah. So you quickly get your things, throw a pair of pants on, and then you run back to the bridge. And it's at this time that you see Big E running up from the central stairs near the bridge and tells you about Frenchie.
Doc,
Yeah.
Frenchie's on fire. He's fried. Use Frenchie fried. Gotta unfry him. He's all like, he didn't have any protective batter or nothing on him, and so we gotta like go, do the doctor thing.
Doc, tend to Frenchie. Eugene, let's
Huh?
go.
Where are we going?
Back to the bridge.
Okay.
All right.
So as everyone starts to maneuver towards the bridge, you've gotten a couple things. You're getting back together. You can still see out the window, and this is probably all of taken a grand total of maybe 10 minutes to do everything you just did. And you can look at. Oh, thanks, Adam, for the gift. You look out.
I want to keep this hype train going.
Yeah, you look out the forward, the forward window. It's still there. It hasn't left. Marshall and Clover, you were hanging back, and so while they were all running around, you had a chance to maybe roll some tests and look at a few things. So I would say there's maybe 3 things that you could potentially roll here, depending on what you want to accomplish. Comtech could be a thing if you're trying to look at a specific system. Heavy machinery if you want to see if anything's physically been damaged. But also if you wanted to try to identify a little bit of the ship that's attached to you, you can maybe roll a piloting test right now as well.
I'm definitely interested in Comtech, because the more systems we can get up, the better equipped we'll be to handle whatever shit's going on.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that Comtech then.
Well, so that we're not overlapping. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have something else to do?
No, I'll assist with something different then.
Okay. Comtech it is. No successes. So I will push
Okay.
Yay.
and get 1 success.
Oh, people are getting emotes. Y'all are so very nice. Thank you so much, everybody who's been contributing to this hype train. Like, it's so very nice of you all. So
Crazy.
generous. Really do appreciate it.
First one I've ever been a part of. It's awesome.
I think that's
Love
the
it.
first one we've ever had on our particular channel. I think we had ones on Azwai once, but never here. Okay, so Comtech 1 success. You can tell a few things when you look at the like the navigation and communications. What you can tell is that there is something wrong with the dish. Like your ship, much as the exterior outside of your ship and the rear, is just decked out in dishes. Like it's just satellite dishes for communications, picking up various in-network travel, and like they haven't been calibrated because you were pulled out of hypersleep or pulled out of FTL prematurely, or things haven't been recalibrated or shut down in some way. And so you can tell that that's a problem. And the other thing is, that on the command console, you can tell that the logs have been kind of messed with. You can't tell exactly what, but they've been accessed, and with only 1 success, it's not enough to kind of figure out exactly what happened, but you can tell something's wrong here. And so someone at a later time can try to do it again. And you can tell also from here, as you're starting to get things back up, that the umbilical is still attached, that there's a ship that is still attached to you, that the airlock on deck C is still open. All that kind of stuff is still going down.
Okay, so I'm not able to fix anything that's going to help us, so we should probably get
It would
down
take a
there.
while. It would take more than just a couple minutes. It would probably take like a half a shift or so to fix things.
Okay. Marshall, what are you doing?
I might try to assist with doing the piloting check to see if there's anything I can obtain
Okay.
from that. That way we're not doubling each other's work, so to speak.
Perfect. If you wanted to roll Comtech, you can, and if you get extra successes, I can maybe give you more. But piloting would be like something different. So it's up to you.
Comtech is what I'm better at.
It's totally fine.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, go for it.
Well,
Better.
and
I
I
thought you were
will
good at this.
fail horribly. In theory, I'm supposed to be good at it, but nope.
You're still suffering
bunch
from
of
feeling
dice
guilty
betraying me.
about what happened on your watch.
It is a little awkward to just like wake up in a closet.
Okay. At this point, everyone now catches up. Mars has pants on. Frenchie is here with sort of slowly putting on his clothes, all while he's got like little burn marks here and there as well. You're all together on the bridge. What do you want to do?
I'd
would-
like to. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say I would update the captain that
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did you find while we were gone?
our satellite dishes are offline, our logs have been messed with, and there's still that ship connected to us.
Did anybody hear any voices while I was away?
I'm just kidding. Just
I'm just kidding.
randomly says,
I'm just kidding.
Where's the link for
well-
the game?
Well, no, because Veronica heard things. Keep me up to date on that stuff too, crew. Damn it. So we can see out of the viewport. We can see down. There's a ship attached with an umbilical.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Who wants to suit up with me and get on that damn ship and find out
course.
who did this to us? Yeah, he looks to Marshall with shotgun.
I can't let you do it on your own. Ain't no sense in that.
I can stay here and see if I can get the. Because you said the pilot or the captain's console was all busted up, right?
Right.
Yeah, I can stay here and see if I can start getting systems back online.
Before you all go making plans, I heard some voices.
What?
Actual people talking about not being able to trust the machines.
Did you see who they were?
It's just rude.
People. They were people and
Did
they
you see
closed
them?
the door, so I know they're not spirits.
So, but you didn't see them. You just heard voices.
Sometimes I hear voices, but I mean, my psych valve came back okay, but
Well, what if it
no,
was-
they were talking about the machines.
Well, what if it was some of the colonists? We got woken up. Maybe some of the colonists are out of cryo sleep.
Wouldn't be surprised. Might want to go check on them.
Where did you hear the voices?
Down that hall. I was getting my pants on.
All right.
Doc, you hitting your own supply again?
No, I'm still awake. What are you talking about?
Hey, Frenchy, you all right?
I'm a little toasty.
He's a
Very-
little fried. He's fine.
Yeah.
You're talking
All
about
right.
me and drugs, huh? Mhm.
Wow, you guys are crazy. Cap, while you sit up, do you want me to go hunting down these voices?
Yeah. Go check it out, Marshall. But don't go too far on your own. As soon as you hear something, just take a look and come back here and report.
All right.
Okay.
You want me to suit up with you?
Suit up.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna go by yourself. It's kind of dumb.
Who, Marshall?
Well, I mean, if Marshall was going by himself to that other ship, that'd be kind of dumb
No,
too. I
fine.
mean,
Eugene, you're coming with us. We're gonna need someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to heavy machinery. Once Marshall gets back, the three of us can suit up, and anybody else who wants to join us can come along as well.
all right.
Where are we coming? What's going on?
We're going to the other ship that's attached to ours,
Oh,
Doc.
But what about the colonists?
One thing at a time, Doc. Do you want to go check on the colonists? Do
But
you want to go
they're
check on the
our
colonists with me?
ship.
Do you want to check on the colonists with me?
Yeah, I'll go with you. They
All
might
right,
need
let's
some
go. Let's
some
go.
inspection.
All right.
Okay, so who's staying? Who's staying behind? Okay, Frenchie, you're staying behind.
I'm staying here in the
I'll stay behind.
Okay,
ridge.
Frenchie, you're good at piloting. Roll a piloting test.
Yeah, you got it.
By the way, I would have one extra success because I forgot I have the system diagnostic device, which helps me with Comtech.
Okay.
So I've got one more success for that.
Okay, so then, piloting wise, this looks like some kind of deep space salvage vessel, but it's much smaller than your own. It's like a G-class Corvus model. You can tell just looking at it that it's got some fairly high-tech upgrades and even some armaments. And the other thing you can tell is that some of like whatever kind of identifying printing might have been on is all been kind of scrubbed away.
Do we know about the prevalence of pirates out here in the Reach?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, pirates is like definitely like independent contractors, pirates, but you're out pretty far into the frontier where you're headed, so it's certainly possible it could be that.
Captain, I think we're fucking with some pirates here. You better take some big guns.
I'm Marshall.
All right.
Wait,
Go ahead.
what you mean by that, Frenchie?
Pirates.
Oh, hell. We're dealing with pirates? How do you
Man.
know?
Just looking at their ship, man. It's
Frenchie.
It's light, armored. What you got, Captain?
Before you get settled in, go to the armory and get your weapons. So we didn't have weapons last session.
You don't
so
gotta
go
ask
get your
me
go
twice
get
on
your
that
weapons.
shit. You do not have to ask me twice.
Hey, I don't normally carry. I could go and fetch, like a rivet gun or whatnot. I mean, that'll put somebody to a wall and help, help
Do we
even hold the ship together, I guess.
in our armory? Do we just have the specifics of what was on our character sheets?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go grab my. I'll run down. I'll grab my piece and my knife real quick.
Yeah.
Except Marshall doesn't have his really good gun, does he?
No,
Where's
he's
it
still
at?
missing that.
Sidearm.
His sidearm, the one that he carries on him all the time.
As much as I'd hate to do it, I just don't want the captain to get killed over there. You could take my piece if you want, Marshall.
He's got a shotgun. Don't worry.
Oh, you got a
It's
shot. You're
it's
good.
it's Big E. It's Eugene who needs a gun.
You can take my piece, Eugene. I don't want you getting shot either.
Well,
I got my
All
knife.
right.
Someone comes up on me, I'll go stab him in the face.
Oh, aren't you guys best buddies anyways? You totally
Yeah.
give him your piece.
Yeah.
Yep. it gives
Whoa.
it gives me a piece of his mind all the time anyway. I may as well take his, protection piece thing. Now, are we sure we just want the three of us to go on there, or a spaceship full of all pirates and stuff? I mean,
No, we're gonna go investigate the noises on our ship, and then we'll go over there.
We should see if we can just
But there's-
blow the airlock tying us together and get out of here.
we could do that. All right. Okay, so
Just
we're
detach the umbilical.
Yeah,
All right.
just cut us free and get out.
Mhm.
If we
How
can
we know
get
they're
us
gonna
move-
chase us? They've obviously already messed with us.
Listen,
I
if
know
we
they're
can
gonna
get
chase
us
us.
moving, I can get us out of here. No problem.
Did we see if there's any weapons or anything on that ship?
Yeah, Frenchie's role was enough to know that they actually did have armaments, but to go back to something, Clover actually got extra successes, he said. So as you were looking, you took a second look at the consoles, Clover, you noticed a couple things. First, you notice that it looks like they were like the actual logs, the monitoring logs of the ship is basically been spliced, like there was the last thing that was noticed was a blip, and then things got spliced around. So you would probably conclude that they really were just scrubbing any signs of like sensors, catching the ship approaching. That's
And
number
how long
one.
ago was that?
In terms of game time, they've probably been here for roughly a day.
Okay.
And then the other thing you notice is that it looks like they were actually in the process of repairing various things that they were messing with on the bridge.
Like covering their tracks?
Yeah.
So, damn, they came in, stole something. Don't want us to know they stole something.
Yeah.
The only
And they've
thing
had a day to just do whatever they want.
Shit, we need to go check on them colonists. That's the only thing we got worth stealing. And if they took those, if we want to get paid, we're going to have to get them back. Do you think, Captain?
Yeah, I agree. That's why. Let's go check on these colonists. Let's figure out what's going on. Do what you can from the bridge here to detach or get further details on whoever our friends are.
You got it,
And
Captain.
we'll go take a closer look. Clover, Doc, do you want to join us?
Yeah, I'll come.
I was gonna stay and work on stuff, computer-wise, but if everybody's going, then I might as well go.
Frenchie's staying behind.
I'm
Frenchie's
not
staying
going.
behind in the.
In the bridge.
Okay,
Bridge.
we'll keep working on stuff.
Hey, you hold on to your piece, all right?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's
All
all
right.
right. I'll just peg someone to the wall with this as I hold up the rivet gun.
There you
That'll
go.
be worth a laugh. I'll look forward to that story.
All right.
I'm gonna rummage through my med kit and get out a scalpel.
Okay. Sounds good. So in terms of like layout of the ship, so we can kind of, we're all on deck B. You know that there are plenty of ways to move vertically up and down your ship. You know that the elevators from A to B and that even go down to cargo are offline, but the stairs, the central stairs that went from A to B are fine. There's a series of ladders and hatches and switches that you can kind of go down as well. There's one towards the front of the ship, the bridge, and then there's two more towards the back of the ship. There's one that's sort of that you know that the one at the bridge kind of connects to just near the the forward-facing airlock, and that's where the bridge ladder would go to. You also know that there's the ladder by the stern goes down towards like one of the cargo bay areas, and then you know that there's a third one that goes all the way back to the reactor. The reactor itself is so big that it takes up multiple decks, and like you can actually climb down through multiple layers down into like the coolant area for the nuclear reactors. There's three ways you can kind of get down to deck C without the elevators working. So basically front, semi-middle, and then all the way in the back.
Take the front. Just take the closest way there.
Okay.
But the stairs are better on my joints.
Listen, who's the synthetic here? Marshall or you? Let's go.
Oh
Joints.
my. Comparing me to an android.
All right.
You're welcome.
When
She's
they
gonna pop
leave-
a no sleep, never sleep pill.
Okay. Nice.
When they exit the bridge, can we seal that door?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's
So, yeah.
at this point you have to kind of go up and physically do it because
Yeah.
a lot of the systems aren't working. But yeah, you can.
Oh, you got a
Oh.
dead synth in there with you also.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to lock that in there with you or not.
I'll,
Is that one that
I'll leave it inside.
that the centered bushing came off of? Remember, I had to force the door open, and one of the bushings came loose, and you just
That should
Spins.
be. Oh yeah. That should be. I think that was right here, where I'm pinging by the actual staircase.
I see a star map.
I'll click on
deck
B.
deck B.
Up
Deck B.
top, deck A,
okay.
deck B, so you can kind of move around to different places.
All right.
Can I get my token on this one too?
Sure thing.
But- Thanks, Mother. I'm in the right place now. Okay.
There I am. Thanks.
Okay, so those of you that are climbing down, who are you again? I think Bud was one.
Marshall, Bud, Eugene, and the Doc?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So the four of you start climbing down, and you're kind of doing the classic kind of submarine thing of opening one hatch, pulling it up, climbing down a couple ladders, opening another, and you get into a small compartment room on deck C. Go ahead and whoever wants to do this can roll an observation test to sort of peek out the door or listen in or something like that, as you know that you're in
Alright.
kind of a little utility room. Let's
I'll
switch
try
this
to do that.
over, I think, too, so they can see some stuff.
All right.
Made sure to close the door behind everybody on the map.
So I switched this over so we can kind of see a little bit of the map. How'd you do on your roll?
3 successes.
3 successes. Who's got stress? Who's rolling
I do.
Okay. I'm gonna take a
For
point
pushing.
of stress. Okay, fair enough. You all can hear voices. You can hear scraping. You can hear somebody working at a panel. When you peek open, when you like kind of slowly open the door that you're in, you can see that there are 3 figures outside. One of them is over by the umbilical control panel, which is immediately to your right where I'm pinging. And then the other 2 currently are inside kind of the airlock that's and they seem to have a cryopod that they're wheeling around. One of them appears to be human, 2 of them appear to be androids. Does not appear. Go ahead and roll mobility test to see if they notice you as you're peeking out.
Okay. Mobility.
Everyone or just
I'll just let
Marshal.
one person can do it just to lead the whoever has the best, they can lead and just do that.
I'm at 8.
I'm at 3.
That's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The synthetic man.
Okay, so let me roll
See if it
myself.
pulls through.
Can't push, can you?
No, he can't.
Oh.
Okay, so
It's not popping up yet on my side. I don't see it.
You got 3 successes. You did very well.
yeah, you got 3
Oh,
successes, and it showed
okay.
up 2 more times, and you failed. But the first
Shh, don't talk about
Sorry.
the failure.
the first time is fine. So let me do a little.
And you had 3 extra dice on the first roll.
Yeah. So as far as you can tell, as you peek out, you see what's going on, and you slowly close the door back up. Doesn't appear that anyone's noticed you yet.
What's the hold up?
Shit. All right, we had a hard enough time with a couple of these. We got a room of 3.
Oh.
What's the best approach here, Marshal?
I'd
This
just
is your
say
specialty.
it's a lot of them.
What do they seem to be doing?
Pushing.
Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were asking me.
Oh.
My bad.
I see him pushing a cryo vault. I want to stop that from happening. That seems to be the point of them being here. So far, the other androids haven't attacked at range. I'd assume taking out the meat bag first is the way to go.
Oh, were any of them armed, Jeff?
So I would say with 3 successes, you would notice that the humanoid has a gun. The working Joe androids don't seem to have weapons.
Yeah. Good
So
call.
that's my thought. He's probably the brains, and he's armed. I'd go for him first, and then fall back and
Fall
let
back
the
in
numbskulls
here.
chase us.
Hey, what you want me to do, Marshal?
Drown them in your blood.
All right.
A kid.
Marshal, why
Please
don't
don't.
you take the lead and go after the person, and we'll follow.
All right.
So, kill the person, then kill the sense.
Right.
Pretty much.
Makes sense.
Okay. So you're going to try to effect an ambush. So basically, you know how ambushes work? It's like how close do you want to get? So the other thing I did, and I figured this out, Matt, you might like this. I love this.
Yeah.
And same with you, Chuck, when it comes to free league games and their zones. One of the things you can do is you can, on Foundry, you can actually put in zone lines and then hide them from the players so they can't see them when you go onto the map. And so hopefully you should be able to see them now.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I had them, yeah, so like the little red lines and such is what I'm treating as kind of like zone maps. So
That's cool.
So the question then for you is like, how close do you kind of want to get for your sneak, for your sneak attack stuff? So you've already passed your mobility. They did not with their observation roll. So now it's the question of how close do you kind of want to get with your attack? Some of you have ranged weapons, some of you don't. So, so walk me through how this is happening, and I'll deal out some initiative cards.
I mean, I would argue the shotgun's great up close, but a horrible thing to use at range in a spaceship. I would probably try to get as close as I can.
Okay. so I'm gonna deal to Adam, Jen.
And there's a wall. Like we can't see the synth and the guy in the other room because I see a door on the map.
It's an airlock right now. The airlock door is open.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think the other one was.
Ooh, I got a laser gun. I don't know if I want to fire and miss at the airlock.
Just don't miss.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay,
Oh,
so
is that easy?
Easier said than done.
do you want? So basically, you get a free. I just gave you all your initiatives, so you should hopefully have gotten them. You can go ahead and you get a free action, slow or fast, but not both. Before your initiative actually takes place, so you can kind of just go ahead and choose. So what is it you want to do for free before we actually jump into initiative?
Right.
Both actions.
You get one or the other. You get a slow or a fast for free before we actually dive into initiative order.
Okay. Guess. Oh wait. How do we see who's next?
You don't have to worry about initiative order yet. You literally just can just
okay.
tell me in whatever order right now that you want to do something. You just tell me what it is you want.
Gene would like to get as close to any of them as possible. Like he knows that they're going to take out the person first, so he's probably going to want to get close to the synth that's next to the person.
Okay, so you're running for there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your action and your free action is just going to be to charge in. You're just moving in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Jeremy, Matt, Jen.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move out in the open. I'm gonna move into the zone right in front of us.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving in as well.
Okay, so just go ahead and move your people then. If you're just moving, go ahead and move them where you want to move them.
Okay.
And then we'll start.
I'm not seeing the people you're talking about, unfortunately.
Are you on deck C?
I am.
It should be all the way towards the front of the, so it's the left side of the screen. These are fairly big maps.
Are we supposed to be able to see the whole map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
I made it globally illuminated because I figured you all know what your ship looks like. I just hid tokens and tiles if I needed to. Okay. Jeremy, is it all black to you again?
No, I can see. I just don't see anything. I can see a ship. I don't see any people or anything to move towards.
Are you? And you're on the. I think you're on. Are you on the wrong thing?
I'm on C.
Okay, you're on C. There's too many J's in our game. Okay, I'll just move you. So we can. And you're going. You wanted to go into the airlock after the.
I see our folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but there's one android there I just pinged, another android over here, and there's another android, or just another human being right there. So, go ahead and read off your initiative scores now. So, what do you got, Biggie?
3.
What do you got, Bud?
4.
Jen?
10.
Oh.
Talk. Get out of here. Run.
What do you got, Marshall?
I had 3 pop up. I'm not sure if that's normal, but I've got a 3, a 9, and an 8.
Wait, you have 3? How do you have 3 cards?
I don't know. They just...
I'm going to give you... That doesn't make any sense. You should have 1 card and 3... so Adam's got 3, so I don't think you've got the 3. So I'll give you the 8 then, since it's the better of the other 2. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
I have gremlins. I apologize.
No worries. It's fine. Okay. On the bright side. Okay. So, let's go ahead and begin. So you all bust out of this door. You're kind of, rah, whatever. And all of a sudden, like, the working Joe androids turn around, their eyes light up. You see them begin to get very sort of aggressive defensively towards you. You see them begin to, like, drop whatever they have and turn as if to kind of receive your attack. The person who's with them immediately, like, starts ordering them, like, get them, don't let them. And then you all get your turns. So, Big E, you're up.
Biggie's going to take out that blunt instrument that he's going to take out that blunt instrument that he had, and he's going to go for the 1 barking orders.
Okay, so go for it. Roll that attack.
Yeah.
Got one success, and he's gonna say, "Stand down, or you're gonna get another one."
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll armor really quick. If this goes
Armor?
through. Yeah. Sorry.
That's why I took a laser pistol. The GM tried to talk me out of it.
Okay, so it's not working. The armor button's not working, so there we go. Nope, all of it goes through, so you do 1 damage, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so you walk in with your big blanchiment, just cold cock him right upside the head. Then it spits a little blood onto the ground, and then next up it'll be let's move
Bud?
around. Bud, go for it, Bud.
All right, Bud's going to take aim and fire at the human.
Okay, go for it. It's a fairly big, wide door, so you can get a shot in there.
So I'm gonna increase it on the sheet.
I think
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of people, it might be a little bit more difficult to get the shot off. But go ahead. So maybe like a -1 modifier here.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Still goes through, and you said it's a laser
Okay.
pistol. It's got armor piercing. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
it has armor piercing. It's my laser pistol.
And so that will do another damage, and he is not looking good already. He will go next, and you can see.
Oh, don't mind that.
What?
I pressed the button again. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. You hit the button.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's locked in. Oh.
Space madness.
Okay, so at this point, he's already taken 2 damage. He's gonna go ahead and I think what he'll try to do is oh, that's not good. Alright, he'll
For us or him?
yeah, for him, he'll sort of step back into the corner as best he can away from Big E. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to pull the tile. I meant to pull him. So many different things to click. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take a quick shot at Big E. No successes, and so it misses. He's just too harried and confused at what's going on here. Then, with them done, one of the androids will go next. It'll be.
Didn't you hear me?
One of the androids will go next. He'll look around. He'll see Veronica is the closest, but he's got specific orders, and so he's going to run towards Marshal, since Marshal is the one that's kind of going towards the human. And then the android will go ahead and just try to make an attack here with whatever random thing it has. That's 4 successes. So it just comes charging in.
I don't think I can do anything to... oh my.
You can defend. I should have asked you if you wanted to first, because you can use your fast action to defend if you wanted to.
It's probably worth trying. That's enough to put somebody out.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So I assume that's just a strength check, is that right?
It should be your close combat attack, I believe.
Oh, use close combat. Cool.
I think it's close combat,
Okay.
right, Matt? Matt knows this game. He plays it all the time. It's close combat.
All right. Well, I'll click that for the moment
Yes.
then.
Sorry, I was muted.
No worries. Okay, so you managed to block 2 of the damage, but two is still going to go through. So take 2 points. And you can see that little bits of that yellowish fettuccine Alfredo stuff is starting to come out of the jaw of Marshall. As you can see, a cut has come through from this giant wrench that clocked him right across the face. Next up, it'll be Marshall.
All right. Well, that sucks, but an objective is an objective. So I'll hit the human.
Okay, go ahead.
Or at least allegedly I will. Or maybe.
Absolutely. You don't have like any sort of armor piercing weapon, do you?
No, in fact, actually the shotgun I think gives them double
It should
their
be
armor.
double, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be 66.
So it's a good shot, but not the best weapon against armor.
I got 1, so I'll be able to block 1, but it's not enough, as he will go down. And so you see with the shotgun, and so I'll go ahead. That's enough, and he is, yeah. So you can see
Freeze.
you can see that your shotgun blows his leg into pieces against the wall. And you can see he slouches down into the corner and he is clinging against it, and you can't even see whether or not his leg is still attached. There's blood everywhere. Blood is spurting out of the bits of his thigh. Like, it's just covering everything. You really screwed him up pretty good. Okay.
I'm a good person.
Yes, you are. And then the other android will go next. Will immediately turn towards you and do the same thing that the other android did.
Oh, no.
Yep. I always forget that they have that bodyguard thing, but it's too late for that now. So it'll swing 3 successes. These will all go through because you don't have your fast action anymore.
I'm out.
Okay. Go ahead. So you should be able to roll the critical injuries for synthetics. Like, it's a rollable table. If you don't have it up, I can roll it for you.
I don't have it up. I apologize. I'm not sure where I would pull that from.
I got it. System shutdown. So the android. So you are torn to shreds or crushed. Core systems are severely damaged, and a Comtech roll is now going to be required to communicate with Marshall. As
Ouch.
he falls down to the ground. His chest crushes in, and the lights that kind of power your face, the energy just and you just slouch down against the ground. Hey, Tombstone, how's it going?
Mission accomplished.
Veronica, you are next.
All right. She's just gonna like move up, but not engage.
I don't blame you.
Doc, do something.
She's gonna be like,
It's an order.
Who?
I can't command you, can I? Because I've used all my actions up.
Hooty hoo.
Yeah, I mean, she's just got a little scalpel, and
Yeah.
so she's just gonna try to be a distraction.
Okay. All right. All right. So then we'll go around to the top of the combat. Clover and Frenchie, roll some. Both of you can roll a Comtech to see if you got anything working on the bridge.
All right. I'll remember to add the +2 this time. I got 1 success.
Okay. What about Frenchie? Is it not rolling for you?
You can't hear me when you mute it. I was just asking if she was using electronics kit. I don't remember what.
Yes, I use the Seegson system diagnostic device,
Okay,
which is a
so-
+2.
I get a +1 on mine because my electronics kit only gives the 1.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to roll it. I'll just throw an extra D6 in there.
Sure.
I'll go ahead and push.
Okay, go for it.
There
Okay.
we go. All right.
You managed to get a few things working. You managed to get the umbilical, like you actually have airlock control from the bridge now. You also have like the some of the intercoms and such working, so you can actually communicate with different parts of the ship again. So all that seems to be functioning. So like, you guys down there? You got like, so maybe the intercom comes on. You can kind of now, those of you that aren't dead like Jeremy is, can hear the sound of like Frenchie and Clover coming through. It's just
Just gonna hear that testing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Captain, you hearing us? What do you need?
We're dying down here. We're fighting some synthetics. There's some dude on our ship, and Marshall's down. Get your weapons and get the hell down here and help us.
Okay. All right. So, what do you want
And
to
Doc is shouting oobly goobly or something.
hooty.
Gone insane.
With that, I'll follow the captain's orders.
Okay, so you're gonna start running. What about you, Clover?
So is there, I know this was in chat, is there any usefulness of the synth on the ground that we may actually be able to use it to repair, Marshall?
Yeah, I don't see why not. You could probably get some spare parts and such. But that's gonna take some time though. That's not something that you can just like, I unplugged this and plugged it back in. Like, that's literally gonna take like a shift to spend time trying to repair Marshall.
I just
Okay.
reapplied the thermal paste on his CPU. He's fine.
Just turn them off and turn them back on. It'll be fine.
I have a stun baton. That's my weapon, Frenchie, just so you know. So I will probably be behind you.
Sounds good. I got a gun and a knife.
Okay.
Can I have maybe the knife? And maybe
Absolutely.
I can be a little more useful.
Absolutely, I'll hand over my knife. Like, stick him with the pointy end.
So the two of you start hustling down the ladder at this point, and we'll say you'll jump in next round. Okay. So, Biggie, your turn.
The fuck do you do? I told him to stand down, and he didn't stand down. And I don't understand him, but I don't understand you even more. He's ours. And I'll clock the one near me over the head with blunt instrument.
Go for it.
Uh-oh. It's time to start pushing.
Okay.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
There you go.
All right, so that'll be 2 damage to this one. I don't have any armor on these, so there we go. So you can, yeah, you definitely did a little bit of damage to it. It's still standing, still functioning, but you can see part of its, part of its cheek is starting to peel away a little bit, and a little oozing starts coming out. Next up, it'll be Bud. Marshal is splattered on the ground. The human that was with him is also splattered on the ground.
Yeah. I'm going to take aim and fire at the one that Veronica's currently engaged with.
Go for it.
Any minuses or anything?
I would say -1. I just think just in general -1 to make sure.
Sure.
Whenever they're engaged.
Oh!
You pushed? Did you push?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Because I got
that's right.
all the
That's
stress
right.
dice.
Sorry, I'm thinking of a different game.
I hit him.
So you hit him. That's
no.
2. Is your
My gun
pistol
does
have
1
any-
damage, so I'll do 2 damage
Okay,
to
that's what I
to
figured.
and it's
Okay.
a laser.
All right, so they're both kind of at half health, and so you can see some holes in the body here and there, and little drips of that white juice start coming out of it.
Oh my! I'm dropping an
That was
item.
my bad.
Okay.
Ignore that.
Freaking out.
What are you carrying?
That's a great question. What am I carrying? I have on me.
Is there anything reasonable that you would drop that's not your gun?
I have my magnetic tape recorder, some binoculars, a E series watch, a PDAT, and that is it. And my gun.
Okay. Roll a d6, and if it's a 6, you drop your gun. If it's anything else, it's just one of those other items.
No whammy, no whammy.
Okay, so yeah, your tablet falls to the ground. Okay. All right. So then, with you done, it'll go over to that one person who is currently dying. Come over to the android, who will will run right past Veronica, since Veronica's not actually attacking it, and we'll go right after Bud, since Bud is the one that just shot at it. And
Oh, that's not the answer.
yeah, I think that probably makes the most sense. And we'll try to swing.
Walked right by Veronica, brandishing a knife.
She didn't attack him though, so 2 points, and then after that,
So non-threatening.
Marshal, you're beautiful. Do you have any like ragu, fettuccine, like Alfredo sauce? I'm gonna just pour it on your face a bit. Can you do that? You're muted.
I'll remember it for next time.
Okay, good. Other android will turn to Big E, and we'll do the same thing and swing. We'll miss, so you managed to gracefully step out of the way, Big E.
That was a fucking mistake.
And then Veronica, this thing ran past you. It absolutely ignored your hooty hooty hoo. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna stand there flabbergasted and like looking at my scalpel, like that didn't work. Good luck, guys.
Anything in particular you want to try?
Is there a way I could try to get to the pod? I assume there's a person in the pod.
You can absolutely just move right over to it. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Just go right over.
I'll just stare at it.
And you go in, and you can see that there is, in fact, a person inside the pod. They seem to be blissfully asleep right now. Okay. At this point, we'll go ahead and put Chuck and Melissa in. So let me add you two to the.
I moved myself over.
I already did, as well. So I'm just adding you to the combat so that you can actually have some such. I'll go ahead and give you all 1 and 2.
I'm 10.
I didn't give you anything though.
Yeah, earlier.
No, I didn't. This man, I really didn't. I didn't deal anything to you. Okay. So the two of you come bursting out, running, sliding down, doing that classic, just like don't climb down the rungs and just hold onto the sides and slide down.
Yes.
And you
That's
burst
very
out
cool.
the door, and you can see it's just absolutely terrible right now. Bud's getting his ass kicked by an android. Marshall already got his ass kicked by an android. There's a dying and bleeding man in the corner of the airlock right now, and there's a cryopod somehow sitting in that damn airlock area.
Oh shit.
What do you want to do?
I'll move out of this room so I can get a clear line of sight.
Okay, go for it.
Try it. It's complaining about walls.
You just, I think you just.
Oh, the door.
The door.
Ah.
You close the door.
Yeah.
So, okay.
All right. Then I'm gonna take a shot at the one beating up on the captain.
Go for it.
And there's my gun.
It's only one person. I'd say you don't have to do a negative. If it's a group, maybe. But here,
Oh, okay.
You're okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and push.
Okay.
Oh, no extra.
All right. So your total is what, 2?
I'm gonna go ahead and push again. Because I have reckless that lets me push agility rolls twice.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Well, is this agility or is this range combat? What is this?
Ranged combat is agility.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Go for it, man.
Get worthwhile.
Okay. 3 points of damage.
3 total, and that is enough to. What kind of gun you using?
I'm using it's a 1911 is what the real world equivalent. It does 1 damage on its own,
Okay.
plus those 2 extra successes. Yeah, so 3 points.
You can see that a huge hole in the torso of this android explodes and scatters white blood all over the side, but it still seems to be standing as it was a ruptured fluid pump. It's just going to lose its next action. All right. Then it'll be Clover. What do you want to do?
So can I just move 2 zones and be next to the captain and ready to stab this next time?
I'll say you can probably because they're right on the line. You can get up there and stab them this turn. It's fine. If you want to stab
Okay.
the captain, that's fine. I'm not going to stand in the way.
I'm gonna try to. Oops. Uh-oh.
It'll go
I
away.
just tried.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to stand on the other side to not interfere with the shot.
Okay,
So
I'm not
maybe-
really holding it to like perfect, but yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
And then, all right. So a knife would be.
Should be in your inventory.
I just slid one over, and then just.
Just click on the item. That's it. You want to push?
I think 2 successes is pretty good.
Okay. It's definitely gonna do more injuries. Oops, let me do it again. There we go. So you manage to just like hack away at its legs as you come up, just kind of
It's
stabbing it
thrown.
right in the ass. So this thing has fallen to the ground and is bleeding all this fluid all over the place. It can't really move very easily, can't really do anything, but it's still got power. All right. So then it'll move over to Biggie's turn.
All right, Biggie's gonna give the android a headbutt to knock him back some, and when it staggers back, he's gonna take the blunt instrument and clack right in the jaw.
Love it. Do it.
No.
Push.
Yep. Now, wait a minute. I did that roll wrong. I thought it would automatically generate stress.
It should if you have stress plugged in.
I forgot to add that stress in.
Okay, just roll an extra
so-
d6. It says you have 1 stress in your character sheet that I see.
I just now added it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just roll an extra d6 and then you can push.
Right. Okay. So I got 1 success.
Okay.
And a 6 on that stress die is a success as well. Like it's not okay.
Yeah, you're
All
fine.
right, I am gonna push it though anyway because I want to finish this off.
Okay, go ahead. All right. So I'll say just to sort of wrap this up, I mean, because the two of them have taken so much damage at this point that while they're still semi-functional, like they are bleeding all like white fluid all over the place at this point, and you can see that like it's easy enough that they are unable to. They're reaching out to try to grab you or try to hit you or try to attack you, but they are unable to really do so. And it's easy enough for one of you with guns or somebody with a heavy instrument to just kind of hack away. Just hack away at like the head until it kind of comes free and completely immobilize. Looking around at what the consequences or the ramifications of this, you can see that in the corner, this guy is bled to death. As you come over here and you take a look at the man in the corner, his leg completely blew off, arteries completely exploded, and looks like they were alive for probably about a couple seconds before dying. And then Marshal is in terrible shape. These two androids look to be absolutely destroyed. What do you want to do?
So Eugene will like just kick in the head of the android he was fighting, or the synth he was fighting, and be like, "Get him some milk." Oh shit, Marshall, you're not doing so good.
The one down here, though, it's still trying to move around and stuff, right?
Yeah, like you're welcome to just like coup de grace, no problem.
I would actually call for Big E to come and bolt this thing to the ground so we can see if we can get some information out of it.
Okay. So,
Clover's gonna try to do something with Marshall, some sort of contact.
Okay. So
if that's what works.
You drag him. I would say it's probably a good idea to drag him out of the airlock, and as you do so, you start to look at his systems. Roll your comm-tech. See if he's salvageable. He is. It's going to take you a couple hours, but you can communicate with him. Like, his head is working. He can communicate. He can talk, but his body seems to not be in full control yet.
Sure. I'll try to talk to him. Do I need to roll again to try to talk to him?
No, you can talk to him just fine. Like, you can communicate with. Like, his head is working and he's talking. His just body's just not functioning.
Doc, something hurts.
Not the doc. It's Clover. I'm working on it. It's gonna take me a while though. Okay. Sorry.
I want to
It's
wonder.
okay though. Okay.
I want to wander over that cryo tube.
Okay, you can. Yeah, you go over and you can see there's a woman inside.
And she's still.
Yeah, it looks like it's been detached, but there's some sort of portable power generator that's kind of underneath. It's like it's on its own little wheelable platform, and then underneath it, you can see that there's a portable power generator that's keeping the vitals intact.
Is there a name on her pod?
The colonists do not. They have like various signals or signatures, like the different serial numbers, but no, the colonists didn't have specific names. You would have in your logs somewhere. You probably have a crew like a colonist manifest, but off the top of your head, you wouldn't know if one matched the other.
I'll make note of that on my PDAT. Is that what I dropped?
Yeah, so you go pick it up.
Oh shit, where's my PDAT?
Screen's broken. Oh, it's terrible.
Oh.
It's working. Oh. It's fine, but it's just gonna be a pain in the ass for you.
All right. I'm gonna make note of their tag, their scan tag. I'm gonna say, hey Doc, what the hell was that back there?
What the hell was what back there?
Waving your knife around, clucking like a chicken.
Well, what do you want me to do? I've got delicate hands.
Patch me up.
I'll get to you in a second. You wanna pull
Don't make
this
me pull
lady?
Right here.
You wanna pull this lady back out of this airlock with me?
Fine.
So you go into the airlock, and you can see, by the way, that the umbilical has detached, and it's sort of slowly being like it was the other ship that kind of connected, and it's slowly retracting into its own ship.
Oh, where are our spacesuits?
You have space. You can get spacesuits here. I didn't put them on the map, but there's spacesuits here, and there's also spacesuits up by the evacuation pods near the bridge.
If we bought or took one at character creation, would it be here at the air?
Yeah, I would say it could be here. Yeah.
Does our ship have any kind of like ship-to-ship weaponry? Is that a no?
No, you don't. You're
Okay.
just a commercial transport ship.
Okay.
Okay, patch me up, Doc. We gotta get over there.
You got time for that? Hey, and this one here, he's not fully dead. Do you want him fully dead? As I point to the guy that's leg is,
The human?
yeah.
No, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He bled out.
I rolled a really bad critical injury for him.
Ah, okay.
He bled out in a turn.
I see.
Eugene, I know you're not good with people, but he's dead.
Not good people. I don't understand them.
Doc, patch me up.
While Clover is working on Marshal, she's gonna yell, "Did anybody do a head count?"
The us or the colonists?
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The colonists.
I'll go count.
Okay, so you would know where to go. You know
We'll be
that
back in a week.
you know that there's like a bunch of them in Bay 1, bunch of them in Bay 3. So you head over and you look in there and you start counting. You know that 100 are in one bay, kind of stacked up. 100 are in the other, stacked up. And in cargo Bay 3, everything looks fine. Like you go over, like the doors, you know, the cargo doors are unlocked, which shouldn't be. Cargo Bay 1 and 3, they shouldn't be locked during hypersleep. This should be something that would only be unlocked if Marshal needed to get in here for some particular reason. So it is kind of odd. You go inside, you start kind of doing just a physical count. You can see that in the what's it called? In Cargo Bay 3, there's 100 pods by your count. Like you haven't necessarily climbed up to look into each one to see if there's a person in it, but really quickly, just a basic number count. And then when you look over at the other one, you can tell that there is 99.
We're only missing one. I assuming we've got some sort of intercom throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, that's one of the things
Okay.
that
It's
Frenchie and
fixed.
Clover fixed. Like you
Yeah.
have intershipping intercoms.
So does that make 100 with the one in the airlock?
No, counting. I should say that there's one missing.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Shit.
Good call.
Captain, we got one missing. There's 99 in here. So I counted twice.
Shit. You want full
Well,
shares,
isn't-
man? I want full
isn't-
shares.
Isn't
And
there
we need to
one
get that
out there?
colonist.
Isn't there
There's one
isn't there-
here.
Yeah. So if there's 100 in one and 99 in here and one in there, that's 200.
I think there's 98 in the second room, and then one.
Yeah, that was
in
my
the
bad.
airlock.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah,
bad.
Oh,
we are short one.
You are short
Yeah.
one. Yes.
yeah.
there's
We
one
gotta
missing.
go. We gotta,
Suit up. We
The
need
other
that
thing you've
colonist.
noticed-
If you want to get paid, we need that colonist.
Big E, you also noticed, by the way, that in Cargo Bay 1, when you were counting, not all the pods were in their proper positioning. So, like, there's very specific frames that are kind of keeping them in place, obviously for travel, and it looked like a couple of them had been shifted or brought to the ground. So you can see that on the ground there was, like, the 98th one was literally on the ground, not attached to anything, not reinforced at all. It was just laying there on another one of these little platforms that has, like, its own kind of self-generating battery beneath it.
Hey, we got some misalignment on some of these pods too. It may have been happening when they done crashed into us, and I don't know if we could handle another crashing. And we may need to like look over all these here because they may be running out of power. Give them some juice.
I think we have item that works with that, I believe.
Yeah.
Just monitoring the patients. We do have a thing that can monitor
Mhm.
hypersleep patients.
All right. Well, just letting you know, you don't want things running out of alignment, and that's how accidents happen. You gotta go straight and narrow.
So I'll call back on the intercom and ask, does it look like they were, like an accident happened, or does it look like they were reading the identifiers in the top to try to grab certain bodies.
What, you talking to me?
I think she is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Does it look
I mean-
helter-skelter, or does it look like intentional?
I'll look over. And, because
roll an
I just
observation.
assumed.
Roll an
Yeah.
observation.
I don't really know. I was just assuming that, we got hit and all that. But, maybe they had enough time to move them all. And, I got 2 successes.
Yeah, you start moving up and down the rows, looking at the different racks, and one of them's on the ground. A couple more are up in their positions, but they don't seem to have their safety harnesses attached, which there's no way that any of you would have gone into hypersleep without checking that like 2 or 3 times. And so like you're kind of, you have the one on the ground, and then there's like 4 more that are up in racks that aren't harnessed. So there's a total of 5 that have been kind of jiggered with, and then there's a missing one. Or missing 2, excuse me. I keep doing
Hey,
that.
Clover, you did your safeties, right? I kind of remember I did mine.
I did everything I was supposed to.
All
Well,
right.
and then sort of trails off because she is often absent-minded, and she thinks she probably did, but generally never swears that she did anything she was supposed to do.
So,
All right. Well, if
Frenchie and Bud, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but Frenchie and
No, you're
Bud,
fine.
you would notice that the ship outside, when you're like suiting up and you're like sitting in the airlock and you're like slowly and quickly trying to get the compression suits on and wheel the stuff out of this airlock, you can see it's starting to drift away. Like it's,
That's rough.
and then eventually like it moves away at a much more accelerated pace because it's kind of warming up and moving, and eventually it'll hit FTL and go.
So
We missed
So
our
can we
chance to do a jump.
I mean, you could jump, but I mean, at this point, if you tried to jump out there, you probably couldn't get there yourselves.
Let's go get the engines up. We got to chase them, I think, Captain.
all right, I'm going up to the bridge with Frenchie.
Okay.
Bud, where you going? You told me to patch you up. Hold still.
Oh, come. All right, Doc, come with us to the bridge.
Okay.
But I can't move. I just hold still. Oh,
So
fine. Just slap something on him and he can go.
okay,
All right.
all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I pulled us off the map at this. Oh God, what happened to my screen? I went ahead and pulled us off the map at this point, and so we can kind of just do things dramatically. Come back, Jeff. Come back. Come back. Come back. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all kind of moving about and doing different things. So what is everyone trying to do right now?
I got to get the drives up.
Okay.
Get us moving.
All right. Bud, what are you trying to do?
You're
muted.
Thank you. We got power back everywhere.
Power has never really been the problem. There's been power. It's just a question that certain systems have been offline.
Can I check to see if Mother is back?
Okay, so
online?
you go up to Deck A, and you try to access Mother. You can try to. There's certain consoles elsewhere on the ship that can have more limited access to Mother, but the main full access that you have access to, you go up there and she still doesn't seem to be online. You start mucking about, and you probably, it wouldn't take too long. I mean, it would probably take maybe an hour or 2 to get her back, but you can get her back. So you can dedicate time to that.
Sure.
Frenchie, the engines themselves, the FTL, the reactor seems fine.
Yeah.
It seems everything's functioning, but something doesn't seem quite right. But you would have to kind of head down towards the engineering section, the reactor section, to see why things aren't properly clicking.
Okay.
And you're looking for the ship, and you can see out at the forward-facing window that it's almost a speck at this point. You can barely see it.
Shit.
You try to catch it on your sensors, and your sensors aren't working.
God. I hate to chase that thing blind. I'll call on the comms. Hey, Big E, why don't you head down to engines and see why we ain't got no juice?
All right.
And I'll see if I can get sensors going up here.
Okay. Clover, you can take some time with Marshall, and you also know that you
Yep.
could probably hook Marshall up to certain systems, and he could still sometimes do like Comtech repairs and such, even just like connecting the cords out of his neck to a console. So he can be useful even in this state.
He's our new mother.
Biggie, you head to engineering, and the reactor's pumping fine. All levels look good. Nothing looks problematic whatsoever, and just like the bridge, it just seems like some of these panels down here, things were just sort of getting pulled down a bit. You start looking at some engine logs and such, and you can see that they just sort of shut down. Like you're like the inexplicable, like you're getting error messages that are kind of reading out on the different terminals. That something kind of just pulled you out of FTL, sort of like, and like the ship was kind of like the ship intentionally sort of shut itself down for reasons, and you're not really sure why. But again, doesn't seem unfixable. Nothing seems completely unfixable. Like all of it probably can be done. It just takes time. That's really all it is now.
Hey, we got a whole bunch of got about 404 errors. I
Surprised you
mean,
could find those.
huh?
Surprised you could find those.
Well, I
404.
mean, they're kind of vague. And I think it's just whoever coded these errors in is just trying to make themselves look smart to their boss and all that. But anyhow, I could get started. Kind of,
Okay.
right?
Roll heavy machinery. See if you can kind of get some work done around here. Kind of start putting things back in order. And then Frenchie, you would know that to get the sensors back up, someone's going to have to go outside, check those dishes. Not that I was looking up and asking what Spacewalk rules were, but someone's gonna have to go outside and realign those dishes more actually manually.
What would that be? Heavy machinery?
Yeah, that was my
I
question.
think I would ask for heavy machinery. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Eugene!
gotta be Big E.
Yeah,
Huh?
Eugene, suit up.
Hey, you want me to fix the reactor? You want me to suit up? What you could? Oh wait, I think I found it.
All right. So
I got two
successes. Yeah. So it takes you about 45 minutes or so, an hour, and then the FTL looks to be back online again. The problem is that without sensors, you can't quite get an accurate lock in of where you're going. So Biggie's got to go up now and kind of trudging from one place to the next in the ship.
Yep.
Bud, you in that same amount of time, you're able to get Mother back up, and you have two messages that are sitting there waiting for you. Do you want me to give them? I can shoot them to you private if you want, or I can read them out.
Send it to me privately.
Okay.
Just gonna send them to you on Discord.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let me see if I have Discord up. Give me a second.
It's better that way.
The
The crew does not necessarily need to
really
know.
quick and totally ruin everything on the screen.
Oh wow! I'm great. Oh, there I am.
Everything's fine. All right, I'll send it. I'll just send you a basic summary.
Sure.
Really quick summary. Okay, so read out to me what everybody else is doing at this point.
Yeah, read out to him.
Let me know while I'm asking for you all to stall while I type this stuff out.
I know,
I'm
Jeff's
still-
distracted. He's like, fill time.
I'm still digging through those sensors, trying to get them up and going. You want me to give you a Comtech?
Yes, that works.
I'm still digging through
don't forget
Marshall
that the
trying to get him up.
sensors, the sensors you need to go outside to do. So your Comtech roll isn't
shit.
necessary.
Yeah. Whatever I can be hooked up to, great. I'll help if possible.
Are there any other sensors here in the bridge, or not sensors, any other systems here on the bridge that I can start hammering on while Biggie does that?
You can work on the pilot console if you want to try to put that
I'll go
together.
Start working on that and trying to make sure that once we have sensors and engines, I'm good to go.
I'm gonna watch Clover work on the Mel command and feign disinterest, but really be like,
I have a neurovisor if you wanted to monitor the patience.
Sure.
5 successes.
It was a $10,000 starting item.
Oh,
Wow.
yes,
Well,
please.
here
Sounds
we
like some
go.
hot tech.
Here we go. Just another space song. She'll always be where I can find. As I'm putting on my spacesuit, she'll always be where I'm not found. Ugh. And so I've got my spacesuit on, and I'm heading out there, and just continuing to mutter to myself like, I got no Houston to wind down to. Got no protocol. Gravity, it's so far away, but
Go ahead and
back
roll.
down there in that shrinking ball.
Go ahead and roll your heavy machinery. Go ahead and roll your heavy machinery as you try to get everything underway.
All right. I was seeing if the item would automatically roll, but nope.
It doesn't. You gotta.
I pressed it.
Mother and I are typing back and forth. It's like I'm communicating with the real
They
mother.
like really are. Yeah. Okay. You would have. Yeah. I'll type that one out.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Biggie, you out that door yet?
With one success, you are able to do it without too much trouble. It takes a little longer than you would like. It's a little nauseating being this far out in space. You're able to communicate with Frenchie on the bridge, who is kind of the two of you coordinating one after the other. You're able to get your dishes back on, and you're able to kind of get your sensors. Unfortunately, there's no signal for that ship that got away. You are able to locate where you are, relative to where you need to be, and you could probably plot an FTL course that would take roughly 3 days to 4 days, 3.5 days to get to NN 3346-5, which is where you were headed with these colonists.
Hold up, Frenchie.
Yeah.
Don't set those coordinates just yet.
You got it, Cap.
All right.
Hey. Can I come back in yet? Is it all good?
No, stay up there.
Yeah. We lock the doors. I laugh at Big E. Okay. I want to make contact.
Okay. Clover, you're linking your neurovisor. What's that for? What are you looking to do?
I was just letting Mars know the fun things that she can be doing with the neurovisor. I'm still working on
seeing
Marshal.
dreams.
It would take some time to ping that back and forth, but you could eventually, probably within a day, get contact.
Okay.
So if you speak with Frenchie, he can tell you that like they got you positioned just a little bit away from like the Tanaka system, where you're kind of heading, and if you were to set like based upon your FTL, like your ship's FTL levels, like you can get there within a couple days, and you know that your FTL drive is good enough that you could probably stay out of hypersleep if you wanted to affect repairs and such, and especially since Marshal's out of commission, you could probably stay out of hypersleep without it having too much of an effect on you all. So mechanically speaking, the FTL level of a ship is how many days you can kind of go without being in hypersleep. And so yours is a rating of 6, so you can go up to 6 days, but you would know it would take you probably 3 to 4 days to get to where you need to go. You're pretty close to where you need to be. Like you've probably been traveling for about 2.5 weeks at this point.
I just shot you another message, Mother.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
It's in.
I know. I never look
stream,
at Discord
It's
either.
in streamer mode, so I don't really get to.
Yeah, when I'm streaming too, I never look at Discord. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So what's the decision? You got sensors are back online, engines are back online. The dish is back online. Mother's back online. Marshal is communicative, but his physical functions are kind of glitchy. Clover's working on that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
What do you all want to do?
Waiting for word from the captain.
Yeah. I'll call a crew meeting. We'll go. We'll go chat. Secrets
An
equals
emergency
traitors.
meeting?
There's no traitors in this game.
Clover comes in carrying Marshall's head.
Yeah, I'll call a meeting and say, hey, listen, we had 2 messages that came in while we were in sleep. Saying that we're a couple days overdue, and we're losing money every day that we're overdue. We're 10% every day. It looks like.
How's that going to hurt our paycheck? Missing one of the cargo.
Yeah, well, we're not losing. We're not missing one of the cargo per se. Seems I got to make contact with the company, but there's some other cargo here on the ship that they're more interested in, and every day we don't deliver it, we're losing money.
All right, as long as we're getting paid, Captain.
That's what I'm here to make sure happens. 10% a day is a lot.
That is a good chunk.
So, well, you're saying that we're just gonna let that one go?
For now. Do you want to get paid?
Oh no, that wasn't like them judgmental type questions. It was just a question. It was just, are we gonna let that one go?
I'm not comfortable with this either, Eugene. All right, I don't like to lose any of my cargo as captain.
Well,
but I also know you're all here to get paid.
I'm strangely comfortable with it, you know.
Was Clover aware that there was other cargo other than the 200 colonists? Like, was that?
You guys know that there's a variety of like machine parts and other things as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have
Just
4
making
cargo
sure
bays.
I wasn't supposed to react to that.
You have 4 cargo bays. Cargo bay 1 and 3 has all the colonists, and then in cargo bay 2 you have a bunch of machine parts and various things. And in cargo bay 4 is more like a workshop and repair shop that you all use.
Okay.
Did we have any sort of way of identifying that other ship? Like, we got any cameras? Or
Frenchie
something?
got everything he could. Really,
Yeah,
he's got the
they had-
class. He's got a basic descript. But
Yeah, I was going to say they had their visual identifiers hidden, and without the sensors, we couldn't pick up anything more detailed.
Was there anything on the man who's ordering the droids around? Androids.
Oh yeah, I never looked at the body.
okay, yeah, you
It's
go.
the first thing I would have done, but you know,
Maybe if you hadn't gotten yourself so injured, you could have done that.
I wish I
There's
hadn't.
supposed to be some big hotshot gunslinger there.
Hey, don't blame him for getting injured. Like, he did what he was supposed to do.
Well, I am not supposed to have to wield a knife and stab things as I like wipe the blood off and hand the knife back to Frenchie.
Thanks.
Well, you did good. You did all right. I mean,
So what's the orders, Captain?
The orders are, I got to make contact. We've got a new contact I need to reach out to. It's going to take some time to hear from them. So we fortify ourselves here. We wait, because we can't afford to get any further away from wherever that is we need to go. So we already have been boarded once. We know that somebody wants these colonists or something on this ship. So we hunker down, we prepare, we stay ready for anything that's going to come our way until we make contact with the company.
Okay.
all right.
Clover doesn't have the focus for this task, but Clover thinks that somebody else should reconcile and figure out who's the missing one, because we do have a list somewhere. And
That's
if we have
good.
a couple
That's
days
a good
to
idea.
kill.
Glad to
Very
pour
good idea.
over it if you'd like.
Okay.
Can you
We-
ambulate yourself around the cargo bays?
Maybe in a couple days' time. I don't know how long this is going to take. I apologize. I can't really see past the quarter inch that way. So I don't know how it's going. I assume I look magnificent from the neck down.
You need me
But-
to.
Maybe I look like Linguini. I don't know.
You need me to like attach you to my back backpack and you can just like ride around.
Get him a baby Bjorn.
Yeah.
Sounds horrifying, but possibly good.
While it's going on, Mother's paging me, and I'm gonna just excuse myself to go check on Mother.
So one of you wanted, I don't know, doesn't matter who, goes and checks the body of this humanoid, and they are in fact human, red blood for sure. They were wearing fairly nondescript coveralls of some kind. It looks like they also had some kind of utility belt with a variety of tools, and they had a gun on one side as well. There is no identifiable, there's no ID, no personal effects. You do notice what looked to have been the remnants of like some kind of tattoo, and the tattoo is kind of in the shape of kind of a flame. So like there's unfortunately like there's some rough shot from the shotgun that kind of took some of the skin off here and there, but like you can see that there's something that's a flame, whether it's a sword, like it might be a sword, it might be like a pitchfork, something like that, but something's aflame, and that's the only kind of noticeable thing. But one of you, if you want, gets a gun. So you get a.
Give it to Clover.
It's the Rexum RX5 EVA pistol. They also had a cutting torch, and
Ooh.
yeah, so you can get that as well.
Hey, anybody mind if I get that torch?
It's all yours, buddy.
Go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Frenchie.
Okay.
All right, once I'm done with the Mother, I'm gonna go to Frenchie, and I'm gonna let him know that to set coordinates to land at Hudson Rock, not Rock Hudson, Hudson Rock. As fast as possible. That's where we need to go to drop off this cargo.
You got it, Captain.
But I'm only telling you.
Anything fishy going on you want to tell me about, or is it hush hush?
It's just the message was a bit abrupt. I don't know what's going on. It's best that we do this, get it done with, get our shares, and get back to getting those colonists delivered.
Right. I'll get to start setting that in and getting us underway.
Okay. So we can montage a couple days. So what were people investigating over these next couple of days while you're traveling? Don't land on Rock Hudson.
I want to get healed more over the next couple days.
I mean,
if
that just naturally will happen, though.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can spend some time helping Clover. As much as he grates me, I'll help Clover get Marshal up and running again.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I think
I love you too.
Like when you're not broken, I think healing is just like every couple of hours, I think it's every turn? Like you get 1 HP, but like doing medical aid on somebody who's not broken, I don't think actually does anything. So you slowly.
How about stress?
Stress, there's a couple different ways you can do stress, but honestly, just relaxing for a shift is enough. And so unless somebody is outrageously high, all of you probably by the time you arrive after 3.5 days of travel will probably clear your stress as well. So
Okay.
We'll say it's cutting it close, but eventually Marshal is repaired. Probably the third day of travel, a couple hours before you're ready to, you're in system at this point for the last couple of days, because you were kind of hijacked just outside of the system, and then you're kind of in system travel across. Clover, what were you doing? You said there was something else you wanted to do, or is it just repairing?
I made the recommendation to someone else who was better focused than myself to double check the manifest and reconcile the bodies that are left to try to figure out who is the body that's not there.
Okay. So
Biggie would probably be coordinating with that because he wanted to make sure that everybody was back in their proper alignment,
Yeah,
and the safeties were.
I'd be focusing on that as well.
okay. So I'll say, I'm just going to roll over some old Comtech and because you already had observations success, so you know which ones to look at, and you've already had Comtech rolls to kind of get in. There's 6 names that pop up. because there were 6 different pods that were either messed with or are missing. And so the names that pop up are in order: Roderick Bell, Murphy Green, Nestor Calpith. I'll go ahead and put this in a thing for you too. Alice Scoop, Wanda Everett, and then the missing one is someone by the name of Denny Palmer. So I'll make a little handout for you for that. So alright, so I just, in the other handouts folder, I went ahead and just made a cryopods thing, so I just listed all the names there, including the one that's missing. Okay. So that's the information that you can glean. You kind of look at the serial numbers, cross-reference with the names itself. The one that was actually in the AirPod, or the airlock, excuse me, was Wanda Everett, which is the one that you found like in the airlock itself.
Good information.
I'm
to
gonna
have.
take a look at Wanda here with this neurovisor and see how she's feeling.
Okay. So you take a little time. Go ahead and roll Comtech. Looks like she's fine. Once you reattach her to the system, so she's not just pulling from that temporary battery, which depleted relatively quickly. When you look at these batteries, you can tell that they probably wouldn't be able to maintain a cryopod for longer than maybe a couple hours. She's like, her vitals seem fine. She doesn't seem to have any injuries that you can deduce. And she seems to be sleeping. Her eyes are kind of flittering. You can tell she's dreaming. Got 2 successes. You can do like a little communication. It gets kind of weird with like what you can do potentially with a neurovisor. But you can just see that she's sort of just dreaming about caves. You can tell that she's something about like spelunking. You're kind of getting these, like when you pop on the vision, you can just see these visions of rocks and like different hookups for like climbing walls and such.
I'd like to interject into her dream.
Okay.
And put some safety nets below her, just in case.
Okay, fair enough. And so she looks down at some point and gets really confused as like a carnival circus-like net appears below her. And she kind of looks at it really strangely for a moment and then just continues to start climbing whatever she was climbing.
Safety first.
Okay. So, anyone else doing anything in this like little downtime between?
Yeah, I think my time was pretty well filled between piloting duties and helping with Marshal.
Okay. Well, speaking of piloting duties, Chuck,
Yeah.
you all get to orbit around NN3346-5 and do a couple little basic sensor blips. Very arid planet, dry and rocky, breathable atmosphere. There are like you get some signals here and there, which you imagine are likely like survey teams from around the planet. But there's one specific set of coordinates, Frenchie, that you look up, and you can see that on the southern continent, on the western hemisphere, there is a specific colony that has sort of been set up here. Kind of radio down a bit, verify, and you have to take the ship in Atmo.
Oh wow!
So you have to go planetfall. Now this is you all have on your ship the ability to do this. Not all ships can, but yours does. There are rules for this. So if you look in the handout section, there's like another handouts. There's a planet making planetfall. So basically, what you got to do as the pilot is you have to make a piloting roll. If the roll fails, the ship suffers minor component damage, and there's a chart for that. And then you can choose to either abort the landing roll, landing, and try. And then you can choose to abort it and then try again next shift. But each time you do it, you're constantly having to do that piloting roll.
Yeah.
And there's also the very real potential that you're going to crash the ship.
Yeah.
So basically, everyone straps in, and Frenchie tries to take the ship down. So Frenchie, go ahead and roll your piloting test.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Easy peasy. Even with 2 success, it takes a while. It's a little while to get down there. This isn't like some quick descent.
Yeah.
But eventually you do make it down, and you all kind of are swooping down over top of the ship itself. What's going on?
Will I have to? Is there a roll to leave atmosphere as well?
Great question. I don't see anything about that. I didn't see anything about like leaving atmo. I only saw planetfall rules, but we'll check that out later.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and give you all access now to a map. So there should be an NN3346-5 map, and you will go ahead and you bring the ship down to this colony at Hudson Rock. Let me go ahead and show folks on the stream. Okay. So you managed to bring the ship in, and after the kind of the upper atmosphere where it's kind of a smooth ride, you can see that there's fairly heavy winds, heavy chop as you're going down, and all of you can feel kind of the ship shuddering pretty badly, and it's not the smoothest of rides, but also surprisingly you never feel any sort of real danger. Like you never kind of feel sudden drops. Everything kind of seems fairly under control, and you land not too far away from the actual site itself. When you fly over top of the colony, you can see that the colony itself is not particularly large. There are a handful of buildings, but not many at all. You haven't really been given much information about the colony site at all. You've really just been told just deliver these colonists and these things, and that's your job. Like you don't need to know anything else. You do know that this is kind of a company-sponsored gig. You do know that Wayland Yutani has hired and has been paying the colonists to do something here on this planet. And you can see that there's a fairly flat area off to the west of where these buildings are that you're on the radio every now and then with somebody on the ground you're being directed to. But eventually you land and you get out, and you don't have to wear any kind of atmo suits or anything. But you get out and you can feel like there's a great amount of heat just bearing down on you all. It's so hot out here, especially compared to the kind of the coldness of space. And more than that, you can tell that like the winds are incredibly intense. You can see that there's silt and sand that's kicking up in all sorts of different directions. The colony seems to be on a fairly large, wide plateau, and you can see that you landed probably about about a quarter mile or so away from the outskirts, just to keep everything sort of safe. And so it's really just kind of hoofing it on your way there. So, Bud, you have a contact. You have a point of contact. Plus, there's all sorts of machinery and goods that you all have kind of set up in the various cargo areas that kind of need to get unhitched and ready to go. Who's doing what? And going where?
I'll reach out to my contact.
Okay.
Let them know we're here and where we need to go.
At this point, you can kind of get on a radio, and when you do, just do kind of basic land, basic simple radio. They're not that far away. You are directed to the administration building, directly within the camp on the northern side. You're given a brief description of what it looks like, but it's not a woman's voice that you're directed to. Instead, it's kind of a very calm, very measured, very proper male voice that describes where you need to go, and specifically he mentions that you need to go alone.
I need to go alone.
Yes. This is captain's eyes only.
All right. So we're on our way there. Like we haven't landed yet.
You've
flying there.
landed. You've landed. You can go there now at this point. Yeah.
Before I
Get
go,
your shit, Captain.
I want to. I'm gonna toss Marshall his shotgun,
Thank you.
and I'm gonna say, "Come with me. We need to go take a look at something." And I want him to come with me, and I want to take a look at those 2 crates before we
Okay.
offload them. With all this strange shit going on, I want to see what's inside those 2 crates.
Okay.
Of course.
So you and Marshall head into. Hang on. You and Marshall head into Cargo Bay 2, and in this room itself, you can see that there's just an array of different equipment. There's in parts as well, and some of those things you can recognize. You can see a lot of things that have to do with water treatment and irrigation, lots of pipes and things like that. It looks like there's just some machine parts as well. A lot of it is really you stack stuff on top of each other and you draped it down. There's a variety of water tanks as well, empty, kind of placed, stacked up, kind of pyramid shaped in the corner of one of these cargo bays. Your cargo bays are very tall, by the way. Like they're not just big, but they're incredibly tall. So you're stacking things up pretty high. But kind of hidden in the center, relatively not even really hidden, just sort of plain sight, are these. I think it's 4 long, surprisingly good shaped crates. And by long, I mean like a good 12 to 15 feet long. And then another about 5 feet wide and another 5 feet tall. And you can see that they have very clear seals along the sides to assess tampering on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
All right. Don't open these, Marshall. Don't open these.
You can
These are
certainly
the-
try to do so, but I'm
I'm gonna tell Marshall. I'm gonna confide in him because we're buddies.
okay.
That this is the real reason why we're here, and I got orders from the company that this is the most important cargo, not the colonists.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna open them. I'm gonna give them a good once over.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna double check, and I'm gonna ask Mother if I can find out if she'll tell me what's in those crates.
Negative. Like,
Negative. No,
Negative.
Mother, there is no negative. What's in the crates?
yeah, she will not respond. You very much do not have permission. That's not what she said. She says it more, computer like. But you do not have permission to open these crates under any circumstances,
Or know what's inside them?
or know what's inside them.
As per whose orders?
You are not permitted to know, other than the company itself. That's all it said.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. I'll gather everybody and I'll fill them in on the situation. What's going on then,
Okay.
and what I've found out. That these crates are the items, and I got to go make a meeting by myself. I want to ask Marshall for advice here. Chief of Security, what's the best course of action here? What do you think? Do you think I'm walking into a trap?
Yes, but I mean, anytime you get asked to go alone, it's bad for you. I mean, but again, you won't get paid. This is what you're getting paid for.
All right.
Oh heck, I mean, are we really all that worried about what's in a couple boxes? I mean, you need some boxes open. We can open some boxes.
No, don't open the boxes. If you want to get paid, don't touch the boxes.
Yeah.
I haven't touched them yet, so I'm going to get paid.
We would like to get paid.
So you, by the way, know that you weren't told to bring the crates. You were just told to go to that meeting. Like you specifically,
Okay.
like this meeting wasn't a bring the crates now. Like these are big things. You need a proper loader and such. And while you all have like forklifts and such on the ship, you would imagine that a colony like this that is probably well funded, probably has better loading equipment that can offset some of what's going on. Plus, you can get additional labor to help you with this as well.
Where are they asking you to have this meeting? Like, about how long do you think you'll be so we know when to start getting worried?
Where is the meeting?
It's in the colony. It's in the administration building
Mm.
on the colony grounds, northern building.
All right. All right. I'll head out. I'll go alone. I'll go it alone.
Okay. What do the rest of you want to do? Like they didn't. No one said you couldn't leave the ship. They just said to go to the meeting specifically alone.
I'm definitely staying right here with these things that seem to be the
Okay.
hot topic.
Is there anything you all want to try to do with them? Go ahead, Chuck.
I was going to ask, is there work we need to do to prep these to get offloaded?
There's a lot. So much has been strapped down, so it's really just an issue of like unstrapping things and unhooking things that were bracketed up against the walls to protect for travel. So yeah, there's plenty of things that you could be doing.
Okay. Yeah, if the captain's leaving, that's what I would vote for, is we start getting these things prepped to offload.
And then Clover and Mars would probably want to spend time. Like you'd probably have to worry about the colonists as well, like getting them set, pulling them out of, because like they're gonna have to get pulled out of hypersleep and such. But you probably don't want to do that until you're given given the okay to do so. But Bud, you make it into the colony, and you can look around, and it is dusty as all can be. There's about 6 to 8 buildings kind of scattered about. 2 of them you can't tell if they're annexes or if they're kind of in partial construction. Looks like there's 2 two-story buildings, but everything else is kind of single story. Doesn't seem horribly well populated as you walk in. You're getting your whole face is just kind of getting hit with dust and sand as you do so. But at the same, so it's a mix of like wanting to cover yourself up to get away from the dust, but also it's just ridiculously hot here. So it's just these hot hits of sand. But you go in, you look around for the building. You find a building that on the outside, like there's like just there's a kind of a black square, and then painted over top of it is a yellow A, and that you would conclude is the administrator building. Yeah, Chuck's the captain now. You go up.
Chuck is second in command. He is in charge when I leave.
So you go inside, and you can see sitting at a small desk inside is a man with a very carefully combed, light brown hair, clean shaven, very well dressed in the sense that, or very clean, I should say, neat and tidy, kind of wearing what looks to be the same kind of basic jumpsuit that a lot of the people around here were wearing. And it's like some kind of administration room. You can see there's a door behind him. And he looks up, and it's the same voice that spoke to you on the radio. And again, very measured, very controlled. Please state the nature of your visit today.
Captain Bud McCall of the Hot Pocket, or whatever the name of our ship is.
I'm sorry,
here...
I don't have any record of Hot Pocket.
What's the name of our ship?
Calidicidum, Latin for Hot Pocket.
All right, Latin for Hot Pocket. I'm here for a meeting. I was told to make my way here when we arrived.
Yes, Captain McCall. Please, one moment. And you see him kind of rigidly stand up, kind of turn, and he goes into the room itself behind you. A couple moments pass, and eventually he comes out and he says, the administrator will see you now. And he kind of leaves the door open, lets you go inside, and he's like, would you care for any refreshment?
No, I'm good.
Very well. And he closes the door behind you, and you're in a very clean, very modern-looking office. You can see that there's a lot of kind of glass countertops or reflective countertops here and there. There's a desk on the far side of the room. It's fairly large and imposing. There are 2 windows with these shutters that have been slowly closed. So there's not a whole lot of light coming in here. There's a lot of ambient light from some overheads. And you can see a woman probably in her mid to late 40s, very closely cropped, kind of platinum blondish hair, neat, tidy, kind of combed over. You can see that she's wearing the same kind of gear, the same kind of generic kind of coveralls, but you can see hanging on a little coat rack off to the side there is a duster, like an actual trench coat like duster hanging on a coat rack. And she sees you come in, and she can tell that she's got these kind of smile lines and such on her face, and she looks at you. She has a very thin smile, nothing particularly fancy. Oh, thank you for those bits, Tombstones. Have a good night, man. And she says, "It's about time. Do you care to explain your tardiness? We expected you," and she looks down for a moment, 5 days ago.
Yeah, we got hijacked. We got hijacked by pirates.
You see her face like doesn't shift at all. And she says like, is this like the dog took your homework?
No, this is like there's someone missing. My crew almost died, and we got hijacked in space. This is an excuse. And I expect full payment. We didn't sign up for this.
In fact, you did sign up for it. That's why you're here. We don't have time for this. I'll contact the company on your behalf. You are already 5 days overdue. The cargo that you're carrying is high priority.
What are we carrying, by the way?
In addition to the colonists, various
In addition,
replacement
yes.
parks. Yes.
That's it. That's why all the hush hush secrets. Like I checked with mother, and I don't know what's in some of those crates. It's classified.
Exactly.
What are we carrying?
None of your concern. You're here, are you not? You'll
Yeah,
deliver it.
we're here. We're
You
here
get
barely.
paid.
My android was almost destroyed.
Androids can
bringing
be
this-
replaced.
Not Marshall. Not my Marshal. He's my buddy.
So she's just very, very no nonsense. And she's like, nothing you say really is like surprising her or you're getting a rise out of her. She's very controlled. Pirates, you say?
Pirates.
Were you able to identify them, the ship that they carried, or that they traveled in?
No, negative.
Convenient. I see. So, do you have any record of them having appeared on your ship? Any proof of this? Anything I can convey to the company?
Yeah, I've got a dead body, and I've got some destroyed synthetics that boarded my ship.
Good. You can arrange with Isaac. He'll collect them, do a brief examination, and we'll see what we can learn.
Who's Isaac?
Isaac is my personal android. You just met him. He let you into this room.
All right, and I'm expecting full shares for this.
You can expect all you like. That is not what you're going to receive.
What are we going to receive?
You're going to receive 50% deduction.
50% reduction?
10%
No.
every day. You are 5 days late.
Oh, what if I just took this stuff and I left and sold it if it's so high value?
You can certainly try to do that. But I think you know that might be a very poor decision. And there's a threat in there for sure. Like she's
I don't know if I do.
Well, it's interesting. How many people on your crew?
Why?
I'm just curious. If the number of people on your crew is equal to, lower, or higher than the number of people in my employ within my colony.
Well, keep guessing, lady.
I wasn't told you had such a difficult attitude. I was told you were a person who didn't ask questions and just wanted to get paid.
Well, when my crew gets shot and stranded in space, and one of us almost dies, questions are asked. And when you cut our pay by 50%.
I didn't do it. I am just the messenger.
Yes, of course you are. Who do I have to talk to straighten this out?
I will speak to the company on your behalf, assuming that you complete the arrangements that we have made. And if you do so without any further delay, I could perhaps be persuaded to reduce it to maybe only a 30% deduction.
Oh, how generous. How kind of you.
I have been told I am very kind.
All right, I'm done. I'm done here. I'm done. He just turns around, slams his hand on the desk, and just storms out.
You storm out, and like you open the door, and like Isaac's just standing in the middle of the doorway. And she calls, But I haven't given you the rendezvous coordinates yet.
Fine. Send them to my ship.
No. They are for your eyes only.
Why?
Because...
What about my pilot? I'm going to have to tell him where we're going.
You can tell him when you're en route.
Oh, what's with all this secrecy?
You ask far too many questions. You should know who you work for, do you not?
Yeah, I know who pays the check.
And so she goes ahead and she walks over and she's like, do you have a personal data device?
Yes, I do. I'll hand her my smashed up personal data device.
I certainly hope you took much better care of our cargo than you did of your own personal data device.
I get it. Put the information in there.
She'll punch him in, and then Isaac will escort you out. Okay, so meanwhile, those of you on the ship, while you're kind of there, you like the way your ship works is that the starboard and dock side and the starboard and port side, like there's ramps that go down that go into the cargo bay, and so whenever you land, they kind of flop down. It kind of works almost as if like landing gear. But at a certain point while you all are working, you hear some people shouting like, "Hello, hello, anybody home?"
I'll go over there.
Yeah.
Hey.
How's it going? Hey, so y'all got our stuff?
Yeah, we got your stuff. You want to come get it?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
just got to wait for the captain to come back and sign the papers, and you'll be good to take it.
Sure. That's fine. Just want to make sure it's all here. You got the.
Wait.
Just want to water tanks, pipes, things like that.
Yeah, it's all here. You got your manifest? I'll compare it.
And so he goes ahead and he pulls it out and hands it over to you. And like you lead him into cargo bay 2. You kind of show him all the things that he needs. Like,
it's just this one guy on his own.
There looked to be like there's more people outside. He was just sort of the one to
Okay.
come up and say hi.
Okay, yeah, I'll take him through and.
Okay. So yeah, and so like you go through and you start kind of pulling stuff off the shelves, getting things ready, and a couple more people start coming in and like kind of getting antsy, wanting to get the stuff going, and like you're kind of holding off and waiting. But eventually, Bud comes back, all pissed off. Bud, what are you doing?
I am going to walk right past my crew. I'm going to go straight to the bridge, and I'm going to enter the... Is there a way I can enter the coordinates and they're not aware of them? Or can I do the
crew?
The mother?
Yeah, you can. I mean, mother's a computer, so you can kind of go into... Yeah, you can go into there, I suppose.
All right, I'm just going to walk past them. I'm just going to storm in. They can tell that I'm visibly pissed off, and I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to... I'm going to plug in the coordinates in the ship.
Okay. So
on seeing that captain's so pissed off, and knowing kind of his history of being like, of considering not delivering if we're not getting paid enough, Biggie's gonna be like, all right, folks, we're gonna have to step off of this ship. I know that some of you were brought in to get some stuff, but we're just gonna have to take ourselves a little bit of a break, a siesta of sorts.
Man, we need those things, man.
I need you to fucking understand that you're gonna have to back the fuck off.
Man, you don't want to get all angry with me.
Well, come have a smoke with me. Come on.
And he'll start stepping off. He'll kind of look at y'all strange. Like, all right. Your
There
ship.
you go. I offer him a cigarette.
Kind of looks at it. And he takes it. He's like, sure. You giving this for free?
Oh yeah. Come on.
And everyone just starts laughing around you, like, and they'll step off the ship. And he'll basically just tell you, like, you know, like they are theirs. They haven't asked about the colonists whatsoever. Like he was this is the same guy I was talking to Frenchie. He was looking for like the water pipes and the water filtration systems and the water tanks. That's what he wants. He wants that kind of stuff.
He doesn't give a shit about the colonists.
He hasn't asked us about it. Yeah, he hasn't said anything about it whatsoever.
That's a relief. I'd probably give Marshal a nudge, like, hey, you're the captain's buddy. You should go see what's got him so pissed off, because I don't want to catch any of that shit that starts flying.
Enough.
Yeah.
So far, it doesn't seem like any of these people paid attention to the stuff I was concerned about. So, sure.
Yeah. No one's even looked at him.
Oh,
All right.
was Isaac in tow behind me?
No,
he
Isaac wasn't following you. Know.
Oh, shit, Isaac. I want to plug. Where do these coordinates go when I plug them in?
Okay, so when you plug them in, you kind of get the general gist of the area. So there's everything's kind of marked off into different sectors. The ones that are really of note and of interest to the Hudson Rock Colony, there's like 3 specific sectors that kind of come into play. One's Sector 29, which is sort of like the green zone. That's where the colony site actually is. There's Sector 31, and you're told that that's where they found some kind of underground springs and such, that they're working on some kind of water treatment facility, and they're trying to build like an irrigation system to kind of in pipe system get that stuff back to the colony. And so that's a lot of what you're carrying. And then there's also a place called Sector 27, and Sector 27 is off to the east. And it's apparently a highly volatile section, like geologically. There's said to be a lot of like underground tunnels and caverns and such that have created some sort of geological instability. They've lost some rovers there. They've lost, they did some initial like kind of building, like the original monitoring station Alpha was kind of a little bit further out, but like that kind of collapsed underneath the weight. And there was something kind of almost like a sinkhole opened up, and instead they kind of moved it back a little bit further. And when you start looking at the coordinates themselves, you can see that the coordinates are actually out in Sector 27. Sorry, I'm actually moving it right now. So you can see on the map, there's way out in Sector 27, there is the coordinates that where you're supposed to go. Now, when you look at the map, you look at the topography of it, it just looks like a big empty space. There's no mountains. There's no caverns there. It's just flat land in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. All right. I'll plug those in.
Okay. And at a certain point, like you get a communique from the administrator, and she says, she kind of comes through, like, Marshal, you might be in the room when this call comes in, if you're on the bridge anyway. And she says that she's willing to consider a 20% deduction if you're able to deliver the crates yourselves, and she'll have Isaac deliver a flatbed to you.
Where we're headed?
Yes, you
Or
can't.
beforehand?
Yeah, she's like, you can't fly your ship there. It's just too unstable to land a ship in that area.
So you want us to deliver your cargo? We've delivered it. It's here.
It is close to here. There's a specific place it has to go. You ask far too many questions, Captain.
Why don't you get your roughnecks to take it over there? The ones who are having a smoke outside my ship right now.
My roughnecks have other jobs to do.
Where's Isaac? I didn't even take these bodies off of my ship.
He'll be there shortly. And so, because we're getting close to the end, we'll say that shortly after that, Isaac will arrive. He's got this fairly long flatbed hover that Frenchie can probably pilot, and he'll like wait for permission to board the ship. And once he's given it, he'll come in, he'll collect the bodies, he'll hand over the keys, so to speak, to whoever needs them, and very friendly, like, will say, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" With a very polite smile.
Yeah, how heavy are these crates that we're supposed to be delivering?
You all loaded them, so you
Okay.
know that they're not too bad. Like, you just
Cool.
Yeah. And so we can go ahead and end it there and kind of pick up in 2 weeks on like the delivery, if you wanted to do the delivery, or if you just
We
want to burn
finished the
colony
other
down.
jobs, so we at least get a little bit of payment.
No, you haven't finished the job yet.
No, we're
No,
delivering
the water supply stuff.
You haven't.
Did we let
finished
them back
job
in the
yet.
ship?
They can
Oh.
come back on the ship and get the stuff, sure, but you haven't been wired. Like, you haven't.
They're
been
not
wired
going to
your
pay
money.
us shit.
You're not getting paid
So-
until everything's done.
Okay.
All right. It's not like there's much here to buy anyway. You can buy dirt. So yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and stop there, and we'll pick up in a couple weeks as you. Yeah.
This is a trap. Of course it's a trap.
What?
Doc.
Yeah.
What?
We,
Yeah,
Sounds
we're never
fine.
leaving this
We're going out
planet.
there.
It's
Right.
Up there.
there's a it's a wonderful, yeah.
What's in the box?
We should arm ourselves if we're going out into the desert.
Terrible
There were
idea.
plenty of there are
Yeah.
other buildings along the way that you saw. You saw other buildings, like you saw like there's some kind of bar that they kind of makeshift bar that they got set up. There are other people hanging about, and there's plenty of people that you just talk to, so you can always get the lay of the land and such when you get back. But it's pretty simple. It's just a pick up and delivery job. That's all
Nope.
you're doing, guys. It's
Nope.
no big deal.
Mhm.
What's the problem? I don't understand. It's a pick up and delivery job.
Oh,
Negative.
none of us are buying that.
So let's do XP really quick, and then we'll hit the outer plugs, and then we'll get that out of here. So, let's see what you got. So, participate.
Like Bert's recommendation.
Sounds like too much trouble taking.
Yeah, I
it
do
for me.
too.
You
So
could
much.
certainly do that. That would definitely go off the rails for sure. But like, hey, I'm totally fine making this the corporation hunts you down campaign. We could totally do that. Like, that can work. All right. So,
Nice.
did you participate in the session? Yes. So keep track of your own XP here. So any question you can answer yes to, you get XP. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? It's something for you all to answer. Risk your life for your buddy PC. Did anybody risk their life because we did get into a combat?
No, I
My
did.
buddy died like first round.
Mm.
Would that finishing the fight? Would that be considered risking your life for your buddy?
I mean, I'll give it to you. I mean, like yeah, I'll give it to you.
I
Did
don't know.
you
My buddy was singing songs during combat. So.
did you challenge? Anyone challenge or stand up to your rival PCs? Anyone get into a fight with somebody? Did you make a panic
fun of
roll?
them.
Who made?
Yes.
Okay, so you get one for that. Overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make a significant discovery or revelation? Unfortunately, you didn't open the crates, so
No.
that's
They're
a no.
tamper-proof.
And
Spelunking is dangerous.
and you didn't get onto the other ship, so spelunking is dangerous.
I can open a box.
Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Yeah. And did you earn any money? Yeah. So anyway, take that XP.
Put an android back together. I'm just
Eh.
kidding.
I mean, that's probably going to happen a lot, I think.
That's
Yeah.
true.
All right. So go ahead and mark that off. And I also have like how to spend your XP in the handouts. So if you're thinking about how you're going to go and spend it, and go right ahead. And so let's wrap it up. We'll be back in 2 weeks for more Alien, same channel, same time. Next Monday, some of us here we will in the same time we'll be over on the Free League Publishing channel playing Vessens. You can see me, Melissa, Jeremy, and Chuck. And then we've got stuff this week. Everyone's got stuff. So tomorrow night's the big thing. So Matt, what's tomorrow night?
Eating pumpkin pie. We have it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. So we have on Zweihander TV. So no, twitch.tv/ZweihanderRPG at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are running Flames of Freedom, the Sin Eater. Jeff, I never know which way to point. Jeff and Melissa are going to be there as players, as well as a few others. So it's going to be kind of a first look. Everybody's going to see that adventure. Who wasn't a playtester? Live on stream for the first time, so please join us for that. And then I have Zweihander the next night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on the same channel. And then Thursday, you can find me on Free League Publishing, twitch.tv/Free League Publishing, doing Alien at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And Adam, other big Zweihander Flames of Freedom news, if you want to mention it again.
Oh, sure, yeah. We're just running that Kickstarter. It was funded in 76 minutes. So we're very excited about that. Now we're looking to smash through some stretch goals. Something that I'd also like to mention, though, is that we do have a Patreon for Grim and Perilous, because it's a personal project that I'm working on for called Radiator. And you can catch our development process of that game as we go along. It's all right if I drop that link here.
Yeah, go for it.
And so it's a post-apocalyptic setting for, powered by Zweihander. And we're making a lot of progress lately while we haven't been able to get together and record, but we've been able to meet. So hopefully here soon we'll have some more announcements and stuff to say about it. But in the meantime, if you want to check out the show, you can check it out there.
Perfect. Jen, tell them about you have a channel. What are you doing this week on it?
Pixel Preller tomorrow night at 6:30 Central. We'll be back for some more Borderlands 2 with a couple GMP crew. And then Wednesday, I don't know yet. We've got a couple really cool co-op games that we've been trying to play. Wasteland 3 and Necromunda. But we kind of need to wait for some updates.
Right. Is it glitchy? They're just buggy?
A little glitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Chuck, Defenders, what's going on this week?
Oh my gosh. Wednesday, you can find us on twitch.tv/Defenders of Cobalt. Jeremy is running us through some more spectaculars. Jeff, you and I will be there as we take this very serious game that Jeremy had lined up, and we made it just totally fucking weird and gonzo. But that's what we do. Friday, we'll be again on Defenders of Cobalt as Joe runs us through the Hollow Throne, our D&D 5th Ed Evil campaign. And Saturday, Mel, Jeff, myself will be on Free League Publishing as we play some more Forbidden Lands. I'm ready for that. That's what we got this week. And we still have our zine, and print on demand is still floating in the ether because of reasons.
Jeremy, you have a podcast.
It's true. Plutecast. Me, Jeff, our buddy Ken. We do some fun comic book nerd stuff.
I'm on it?
Oh my god.
I'm what?
Ooh.
I've been overthrown.
I'm sorry.
See you, Matt. Sorry, buddy. Move on over.
Ow.
I'm on 3 hours of sleep today. I'm so sorry.
We got a new episode hitting this week. New episode this week. It's next gen, and spoilers. One of us did not like it.
I'm gonna guess it's not Jeremy, since I think
Jeremy's pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you or Ken didn't like it. Okay, fair enough. I put the link in the channel, and then Melissa and I this week, in addition to the places Chuck already mentioned, Thursday on Zweihander RPG, we're continuing our game, our Grey Winter Heath game, and then on Friday on this channel right here, at what the hell time are we starting? It's like 6 our time, so it'd be 8 Pacific,
Central.
or no, 8 Central. Damn it, 8 Central. We're playing some Mutineer Zero, so you can catch us a little bit before you go check out Chuck's. What the hell's the name of the thing? What's the hell the name of the
Hollow Throne?
Hollow Throne. I think there's a throne. I'm like, it's not a bloody throne. That's not right. So yeah. Okay, so lots of stuff to watch this week, and that's great. Come back in 2 weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and put us on the end screen. I'll probably see if anyone's still up right now. We can rate some folks.
Couch is going.
Okay, perfect. So, but good night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all those bits and subs and such people were throwing out earlier.
Hype train.
There's that hype
Thank
train.
you, everybody.
Thank you so much. So kind of you all to do that. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.